Super late night show. It's May 2nd. Wow, it's already May. Can you believe it? What in the world? Where did time go?
I can hardly believe we didn't have an intro that I didn't know we weren't doing.
Okay, I was just now in my head as I was saying that. I was like, oh my God, we didn't do the intro. Oh,
I
how
was like,
sad. So sad. Here we go. Here we
no, it's
go.
okay. We don't.
Hey, everyone. It is May 2nd, 2021. Thank you for joining us for our super late night show. We already have several people here, which is amazing, and we thank you for joining us. We started the show a little quick tonight without an intro, but there we go. There we are. Matt, how are you doing? How was your weekend?
It was funny because I was like, okay, intro time. Oh, hello, everyone. For the record about that, whenever we talk about doing the intro or if we're running late because of usually it's a tech issue. Like, Cody, do you just want to hit start? Because on Sunday we have 2 hours. And he's like, no, let's do the intro. Because I love the video. He made it for us and it looks amazing. But then tonight he just hit play and I went, there's some hypocrisy in the building.
I totally went blank.
To answer your question, it's been a pretty good weekend. Obviously, David and I got accepted to nursing school Friday, like 5:30 in the evening. And so it set the tone for the whole night. And I had a migraine yesterday. So it was very not well with it. It was one of those where I had a headache in the base of my neck or the base of my skull, and I had another one in my face, like simultaneously. So it was a painful day, but I was still super excited. And today I'm still super excited. And I got to, if you guys were listening to the episode where my best friend joined us and roasted the shit out of me, talking about how, what it was like for me coming out to him. As a straight guy and his perspective on learning the gay community through me as we kind of learned it together because I didn't know anything about it when I was coming out. I got to join him on his podcast today. I got to guest co-host and it was really fun. It's a podcast called The Auto Riff because he's a car guy. And if it can be about cars, we always make everything about cars. And that's just like a side of me I don't get to really express on my Twitter because I just don't, most of y'all don't care. And there's other, and I post for me, but at the same time, like it doesn't bring up anything I can interact with or learn from. So it's kind of like, okay. And sorry, something just bit me. But so I got to go guest host today with him a few hours ago. So that was really fun. And
it's exciting.
We got to see a friend of ours, Keith, who joins us on our podcast some nights. I think he might be here today. I don't know because I can't see numbers, but whoever's here, please say hi. We got to see him today. We are all vaccinated. All three of us. We are past our 2 week. We are well past our 2 week point now, all three of us. So we had lunch today and got to sit and chat for a bit. I had to come home and do the 2 podcasts, but it was still nice to be out and see them. It was still, obviously, it was just us and our friend. So, very small. We're not, that's usually the extent of our socializing, which is, if you wondered how I've been okay this whole time, it's how I have no friends. Hi, Keith. But we baked a cake Friday night. I was like, David, we need to bake a cake to celebrate because we can't do anything else. So he baked a cake. I made some frosting, some delicious chocolate frosting. And we brought a couple pieces of it to Keith today. And it was a very good despite, I mean, I was like incredibly sick with this headache yesterday. I mean, it was literally the whole day. I was trying to not vomit most of the day. We went somewhere and I'm trying to focus on the road while I was driving, but I'm also trying to not be sick.
Yeah.
But still, all I could think the whole time was, okay, I have one of the worst headaches I've ever had in my entire life, but I still got into nursing school. Yeah.
I mean, such a relief to hear that
Probably relief for
news.
you guys too. I have been dealing with this quietly for the 2 years since I left my job to go back and do this. So almost 2 years to the day that I quit my job did I finally get an acceptance letter, a year behind schedule, a pandemic and setbacks. Of course, all the things that go along with, no matter what career path you take, no matter what thing
Hmm.
you want to do, whether it's like, me trying to trying to write a book or doing the podcast with you and all this other stuff, all the things that go wrong are never the things you thought would go wrong. Like, so for
Yeah.
example, guest hosting with Clint today. So you guys know I depend on Cody to see him. I need his visual cues. Even when he just stares at me when I say weird things and gives me none, I still depend on him. Clint's camera was freezing every 5 seconds on his phone. So
Yeah.
the audio was beautiful, but the video just kept freezing on him and I couldn't see him. So I was like, I can't, And it's his podcast. He's like, no, I've got my notes. I'm just gonna do my
Yeah.
thing. I just want you to jump in and be you. And I'm like, I remember this. This is a trap. But
Well, that's exciting.
yeah, it was really fun. And he was like, here, we're gonna record a segment tomorrow so you guys can. I want you to talk about the Coma Cast a little bit and so people can hear about it. But I want you guys, if you're into cars or you like the history of cars or a huge car geek like I am, his podcast is called The Auto Riff. I'll get a link to Cody later and we'll post it. But it was just really fun to do something with my best friend. I miss him terribly. He lives in Canada and I haven't gotten to see him in 7 or 8 years in person. So it's just like, this is as close as it's gonna get.
Yeah. Um,
Tell
we
us
have
about your
several.
weekend, Cody.
Let's see. Yesterday, it finally cooled down. As ever, anybody was here Friday for our Friday show. Of course, we do that every Friday at 5 Pacific. It was so hot and like, ugh, gross. But Saturday cooled down, and so Saturday kind of like got started late. But then we went and did like Home Depot and got some paint. We're redoing some planter boxes. We're going to paint those. Just some little things here and there. And then we came back, and Justin was working on the planter boxes painting, and I was reorganizing our grapevines because we have a ton of grapevines. They've grown so crazy and they need to be organized before they continue growing more because there's tons of grapes on them. I don't know. We probably have like, I don't know, like 30, 40, 50 bunches of grapes starting to grow. So I needed to clean that up. Did that. And then today, again, kind of just a lazy day starting in the morning. Then we did a real quick run to Costco and then came back. And then, then the day was basically time to get ready for dinner. I did redo my hair. I did the second round of bleaching. And so it's a lot blonder now than it was Friday.
I do like it though.
And then so I have to tone it tomorrow probably, and then we'll probably color it. I think we're gonna go purple. Purple.
Like it's
So
gonna
we'll
act
see.
like the final color is gonna be purple, not like you're using shampoo or purple hair or
Correct.
whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
just
it'll
making
be,
sure I understand.
yeah, like a pastel purple, I think. Normally I do like cotton candy pink, but I think I'm gonna do basically that kind of tone, but a purple tone. We'll see. I thought about doing like, I probably wait to do this in the summer, but I didn't do it this last summer because, we didn't leave the house, so I didn't really do much to my hair. Um, but 2 years ago, I dyed my hair and it was like unicorn color, so it was blue, pink, blonde, white, silver. It was like a fun mixture
I
of
don't.
colors.
I there has to be pictures of that in my phone.
There has to be.
Right. So I got my hair cut a couple years ago. I think it was 2017 or 2018. Oh, I guess it'd be 3, 4 years ago now. David was in Colorado visiting a friend, and I went to get my hair cut one night, and it was the night of the 3-wick candle sale at Bath and Body Works. They do. So
Mm.
I was being a good then boyfriend, and went there to pick them up, and he was actually telling me about the sale from Colorado, realizing he had forgotten the date. And I was
Mm-hmm.
already grabbing a hoodie and getting into my car and, heading over there. So I went and bought him a bunch of candles, and which I was happy to do. And then I was getting my hair cut, and the lady was like, "Could I try dyeing your hair silver or gray?" She's like, "I'll do it for free if you just let me like try it on you." And I was like, "Sure." And
Yeah.
I kind of miss being able to color my hair once in a while, but it will not be happening for a while ever.
We actually got to, at the beginning of the pandemic, we ended up bleaching Justin's hair. So he had blonde hair. And then we were going to color it. Actually, we were going to color his purple as well, but we never did do the
Really?
color.
Did it
Um,
grew out? I'm assuming it grew out before he could really get to
no,
it.
I don't know why we didn't even do it. We were going to do it, and then we didn't do it for some reason. No reason in particular. I might have to see if he'll bleach it again. I like the way it looked. And it was because he wasn't going into the office. I don't know. He does like calls now, video calls. So I don't know if he'll bleach it now.
We can wear
But
a beanie.
I liked it a lot. See if I can find the unicorn hair. Keith says wine. Wine. I do have wine tonight. I don't know what it is, but I do have wine. As
I am
always.
healthy. I have water. Because I do
That's
not
good.
drink on a public live, Cody.
Oh, for those of you who missed that, I think it's still up on YouTube. Go back like 2 or 3 weeks to a Sunday show and check out Matt.
Matt was pretty inebriated on a Sunday live. Like a lot.
Um,
Actually, a lot. I had a lot to drink. Sorry, everyone. Cody had a
everybody,
great time.
I think, well, everybody loved it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
here.
pretty funny from what I don't really remember much of it, but I noticed you had just a wonderful time. Just an absolutely just wonderful time with it.
I mean, I did totally.
I did a good deed today. I cut Keith's hair while we were at lunch. Um, well, not at lunch. After lunch, we were eating lunch, and I noticed he missed his spot because he buzzed his hair, and the razor just must have missed some of it. So when we got back to his house, I was like, "I got you," and cleaned up the hairline because it happens to all of us when you shave your own head. Hence me wearing a hat because
That's so sweet of you.
yeah. So it's nice. It was nice to see a friend. I'm like, friend hug. Yay, we can actually like hug. I mean, honestly, he's our only friend here in San Antonio, so it's the only person we ever saw anyway. And he also works at home and is as reclusive as we are, so it actually works out really well. We're like, oh wow, we're so sad, we miss everyone.
It's like, who?
Keith, you can say I had a mullet. It was not a full mullet. It just
I did have somewhat, I guess, of a mullet at one point in time.
in your like adult life. What were you thinking?
Like when I moved out here, it was like that. So it wasn't the full way. I don't know if I have photos somewhere, obviously, but the back, instead of like it just being the whole back, and it didn't like hang down low. Like it stopped here, but it was like shaved so that the sides were shaved like with a two, but then the middle part of the back was just long hair.
I love it. It's beautiful, Cody.
I mean,
Beautiful.
it's very like punkish, like British 1980 kind of vibe, I think is what I would say. But
Uh-huh.
I ended up shaving it because it's just a lot easier. Well, it's a lot easier like when Gabe isn't here and Justin has to do my hair. It's a lot easier to just be able to go up to a line with the same clipper versus having to blend something in.
Yeah, because
So
you can really mess that up. And as a lot of people in quarantine learned, cutting your own hair is a bad idea. Unless you're shaving it all to one length. And even then, you would think that's easy, but a lot of people, you could definitely tell because people miss their ears or not get their ears completely. So there's that.
it can be very difficult.
Yeah.
I did film a video um, this week when I did my hair, showing how I bleach my hair because people always want to know how I do it or what the process is. So I'm putting together a video so people can, if they want nicely blonde bleached hair or colors. they'll be able to know. I mean, it looks like my hair's colored right now. It looks like I'm like
It
a
really does. I had to look
uh,
at it for a second, and then I'm like, oh, we probably did another round of blonde because it looks it doesn't look this. I know you, so I see you regularly, so I noticed the difference.
it's
But it
very
does.
Harley Quinnish right now, faintly
I would love to see
blue
you do a
and
gender
pink.
bent Harley Quinn, like Halloween costume.
I've done makeup. I haven't done the costume, but I have done makeup.
Y'all, can you guys just picture Cody in those cute little booty shorts? Well, actually, there's several of her costumes you could do, but obviously, I'm that guy, so I'm gonna vote that you do that one.
Um,
We'll see what Justin and Gabe think. Maybe I can get them to vote with me.
I would love to do that. Actually, I want to start doing costumes with the makeup, but since I do, well, since I do like 30 looks, 31 looks of makeup at Halloween, it's a lot of looks. So that would be a lot of costumes, and it's a lot of money.
Maybe just do like one like do your looks and then just pick one costume per week that you're gonna do. So you get like a
Excuse me.
featured one. Like that's gonna be the one you put like that extra
Yeah,
mile. Because I'm
I could
assuming
do
because
that. I could
the
do
amount of
that.
materials you probably use to do these looks. Because if you haven't seen Cody's looks each year he does them, they're fantastic. I think my favorite was you did a Joker one. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but you did a Joker one, and you just Cody, your bone structure is really good, and you take really good pictures. You're very photogenic. So when you angle the picture just right, and you do these looks, you do really good at fitting the look onto your face, like
Yeah.
not like how some people will kind of replicate a look. It's almost like they're trying to replicate somebody else's face on theirs rather than adjusting it to their own bone structure.
Hmm.
So you really become the character, and it's kind of the first year you were sending me some looks. I think that was the year Gabe was working with you on them. I think it was 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
some of those looks were crazy. They were so good. I'm
Yeah.
such a theater geek that
They're
I
all
mean
on
I
my
should have such an appreciation.
they're all on my Instagram, so anybody can go check them out. Let me see. I might pull something up. Yeah, I'm trying to find the unicorn hair, but for some reason I cannot find the photo. I don't know what's going on with that situation. And yes, Keith, as far as like the wine, turning the grapes into wine, that is a plan. That is a plan. I have turned. We had peaches, and I turned peaches. We had a lot of peaches. We had like over 100 peaches, and I turned some of the peaches into peach wine, and so that's in the process of fermenting. It's been fermenting now about a year, and then so I'm going to be going back to the peach wine soon and seeing if it needs any sweetening, because you can do some back sweetening, and so I'll have peach wine. But yeah, I plan to make some wines. We have pineapple. So I plan to make some like pineapple wine. I want to make different wines that are like a little bit unique, but that fit like the stuff that we have in the yard. But grapes, yeah, we're gonna. Hopefully they all come about, but we'll have a lot of grapes. I love grapes, so it's going to be between eating and making wine. And then we have specific grape vines that are specifically for wine making. So we'll see what happens.
I am so I always love all like the weird like projects you do, but you always have a lot of projects going, and I feel like I have projects going, and then you'll be like, "Oh, this is the thing we did this week." I'm like, I am. You make me feel so lazy, and then of course we do other, we do our projects. You do your separate projects, and these are just the podcasting and audio video projects that you are involved in,
Mm-hmm.
plus your own jobs that you work with your family, and then of course you have like the wildlife menagerie that you have in your going on in your backyard. um so I'm just like, damn, Cody, you've got this, and I'm over here like, can I get a take two, please? Yeah.
Uh,
Which, speaking of take two, Elizabeth and Philip, oops.
oh my goodness. Everybody, it's coming. We said it was going to come out. I had high hopes, but it's going to be delayed. So everyone will have to just wait.
We're gonna
Wait a
try to
little
re-record
bit
it
more.
tomorrow. I'm assuming we are, right. Like, I know we're
Yeah.
recording tomorrow, but is that on the list to try? Um,
Yes.
you guys, there's a picture of what I think I sent it to Cody of what the setup looked like in my office of trying to get this thing going, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. David's like, I love that you positioned your two laptops in very precarious positions on top of two medical books in order to make this happen. I was like, look, I'm so creative.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull up the some of my makeup looks that Matt was talking about.
If we were closer, I would love to do some of the. I would love to join in the party. I would love to contribute.
So these are some of them. Obviously, we have just like some skeleton in the top left, and then in the middle, Matt. I know I still haven't watched it yet.
That's Asylum.
Yeah, the middle, the very middle one, but the top middle is I went blank. The movie
It
that I
looks
haven't
like
seen.
the Joker.
No.
Beetlejuice. Oh,
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
sorry. I went kind of. I went.
Yeah, so
For a
there's a bit of
second.
an asylum. So like the red one's asylum. Obviously, the two in the middle on the left in the middle are asylum. Um, so yeah, let's see if I can. I have this not set up, so I can't see everything. Okay, there we go. But yeah, those are just some of them. This
Yeah,
one
you
was
always look
neat
so
because
like.
it was like Mr. Freeze.
Well, in all your pictures, you always have like you always look like a model when when you pose, you take your beach pictures and stuff like that. Like it's like Keith said. Keith says, "Wow, those are impressive." Yeah, it's super impressive. I look like I look like not that in pictures at all. At all.
But
I like
yeah,
the hoodie one. The one with you wearing the red hoodie. Is that from Coco?
it is.
Yay!
It is. Then we have like a this American Horror Story again. This is like
Yeah, I've
some
seen a couple of
pumpkin.
AHS ones.
Yeah, I tried to do this year like a whole week of them, but yeah, those are just some of them. I want to do more. We ended doing this whole like look of just like body makeup and just like eyeshadows for some of these, and so these are all like superheroes. So the Riddler, and then we have Wolverine, Spider Man, Captain America, Poison Ivy, Two Face. But yeah, those are some of them.
Yeah, good job. See, guys, he's super impressive. Best work husband ever.
I would turn you. I would do makeup when my mom visited me. Not this last Halloween or not last October, but this not the October we just had.
Two
October
years
before
ago.
that. Yes, I did her makeup and I did the American Horror Story makeup where it's like the skeleton.
Hmm.
And I did that on her.
What
It
would you
was
turn me
quite.
into?
I don't know.
If I were to do your makeup, I would turn you into something that, let's say, what's something that you're not, because it's makeup. You're supposed to become something that you're not usually.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the right contour, does it make you a top?
Possibly, possibly.
Whoa. Oh, watch out for those wicked highlighters. You could do, oh, here's one. You could do a culturally accurate Jesus and just really watch everybody's like meltdown. I would pay money for that show.
Well, that one would be difficult because then
But
I'd
you know
have
what?
to.
It would be involved in doing like brown face, and that would actually be pretty bad.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
yeah,
Matt,
okay,
I
we'll
don't know
have to do
why
it
you're
on like,
trying
oh,
to.
I know what to do. Do it on like a mannequin head or something like that. Something
Mm,
that you would, I
hmm.
think that's a better idea.
Yeah, not on me.
And you have to actually do the video of you doing it on the mannequin head because you don't want people to think it's you photoshopped or something, and then here
That's
comes the
true.
apology video. Man, I
Just
just
be
almost
like
set you up for
Matt.
an apology video. Damn.
Just be like Matt. It's all Matt.
Oh no, unfortunately, I don't know her, and I'd be here with my handy dandy dry erase board that I use when my sound goes out. Like it wasn't me. Can you see it?
I can totally see it.
I usually have it nearby. It's not
I
in
know I was
arm's
gonna say you
reach.
don't
Yeah, I would have already had it
have
prepared.
it. Well, I'm just frustrated. I've been going through and trying to find this unicorn hair, and I just do not know why I can't find it. I had to have sent it to you, but you know,
Cycling through 2 years of pictures.
well, then it's like I apparently didn't post it on Instagram, I guess. And then so it's like trying to go through my photo album on my phone is like ridiculous because I take too many photos. And then I have like
Oh.
random then I have like random photos of like well, what I was going to show you isn't showing up now. It was a cute baby deer, but
I love baby deer.
um well here's a dog with unicorn hair.
Oh my god, with this poor dog. That looks like something from freaking Coraline. God. There's a good photo theme set. I love Coraline themed things. I would love to do a Coraline themed
Mm.
Halloween party. I'm obsessed with the key, and if I was younger, I would totally have a Coraline themed bedroom. I just really like
Oh.
the style, and so does David. So, um, when my nephew was here, we did chalk drawings in the driveway, and he showed me
Mm-hmm.
how to write his name and did all his drawings. And the drawing I decided to do was the Coraline key and the moon and the buttons and stuff like that.
I almost did actually do a Coraline look, but then I guess what I was wanting to do it was going to be impossible to do in the time period I had available, so I didn't do it. Okay, so I found the unicorn error in my time, so I got to just figure out what photo best shows it off or showcases it. Because Gabe is also my photographer when we go out, and so he like takes 20 photos at once, but I'm always
David's
able to get the perfect.
well, I never know when. So David's like, okay, I'll take the photo, but then he'll take them and he'll take a bunch for me, but I don't know that he did it because I don't. There's no sound on ever on either of our phones, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, and they take the picture. Ah, it's so cute.
So it was like pink, blue, silvers, and whites.
This gives me very. It gave me so the hair gave me
Mm-hmm.
very Dolly vibes, and that would be another fun set of looks. You to do like a Dolly Parton week.
And then the process of doing it.
Oh my god, it looks like you're wearing like a headpiece. So does that burn your scalp like when you do it? Is your scalp sensitive?
No, so like so today, well, I think my first round of bleaching that Gabe did early last week or on Friday, Thursday, I guess. Um, it was we'd had the bleach a while because we bought it at the beginning of the pandemic, so it just wasn't as strong. And for my hair, it needs to be very strong and potent, and so it had lost some of its power. And so that's why it didn't get as blonde the first round. Normally, it gets a lot blonder the first round, almost this blonde the first round, and then I bleached this again. Um, in this case, I can't bleach it again, or I won't. I'm not going to. But yeah, we put it on today. It was fresh developer and fresh uh, bleach, and when I was putting it on, I started hearing like sizzling, like so like if you
Oh
open
shit.
like a soda
Yeah.
can and you hear that uh, noise, that's what I was hearing, and I was like, what in the world? And I feel like I've heard it before, but I didn't know, and I was like, I messaged Gabe and just to make sure, and he was like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine as long as it's not burning your scalp." So it's not. It didn't burn my scalp when he did it, and it didn't at all this time. Now it used to because I have a tendency to scratch the back of my head, and so then it just opens up sores or not sores, but your protective layer is not there anymore, and it used to burn. One time I remember me and
When
Gabe put
Lady did
like
this,
this.
it burned actually the top of my head. I'm like, okay, this needs to stop. Too far.
uh, me and Gabe had got this like blonde booster at one time, and you're supposed to put that in with some developer and then put it on your hair, and it'll just supposed to make it, I guess, super blonde. And we both put it on, and it was burning so much. It was like my head was on fire, and I was like, okay, this I can't last 30 minutes doing this. But yeah, the most recent times it is not burned at all. But
That's really good.
when I was washing the bleach out of my hair, I like leaned over and started getting the back part out first, and then all of my sudden my hands started like tingling and feeling weird, and then I like my hair, I'm like now like there's bleach water dripping everywhere, and I'm hardly able to open my eyes. But then I
Oh
look at my
God.
hand, and there's my hand has all these white speckles all over it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Because I feel like this has not happened before. So then I'm like just like trying to use one hand because this hand there was no problem, and so I'm trying to do this and clean this hand off. And ultimately later when I researched it a little bit more, it would have been most likely the peroxide, because the developer you mix with bleach powder is basically peroxide. And so the peroxide, either there was something on my hand or my hands were just really dry. And so obviously like when you pour like peroxide on a cut or anything of like that sort, but that's what was happening to my whole hand, like speckle
Oh,
dots all
oh,
over,
fun.
was the peroxide. Because then I was like trying to wipe it off and it wouldn't come off. But then it all made sense once I put it all together. And so that's what that sizzling then was on my head. So I completely sizzled, peroxided my scalp so it's clean and ready to go. But yeah, I'm ready to get some color on here. It's been a long time. It's been over a year because I kept it blonde this last year.
Whenever I so when I had a lot more hair, the only thing I didn't like when I had it colored, especially blonde, is just how dead it felt. When you'd wash it and try to like run your fingers through it, and just how sad it was. It was ugh. Like yours
Right
looks
now
soft
mine
and
is very
healthy.
soft. Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm just gonna have to buy like one of those hair systems, and it's like luscious hair, but it's like mine. It's like, yes, it's mine. What? Just so I can like,
Yeah. Yeah. All of my shampoo. Well, we'll see. I have not had my hair colored with this new shampoo. It's like a new natural shampoo that I get at Target. Can't even think of what it's called now. But it doesn't have anything that's going to strip colors, because a lot of shampoo will strip the color out of your hair. So that's why you have to use special shampoos sometimes.
yeah.
Or
I
if
used to
you
have to
have,
use a red one, like the
yeah, like
red
if you have,
shampoo.
yeah. So normally, most people know purple shampoo or blue shampoos for if you want silver white hair or blonde hair to get the brassiness out. But then, yeah, there's colored tinted shampoos, because normally shampoo will strip the color out because it's stripping everything else out in your hair, which is not always a good thing, really.
No, I'm
Um,
pretty sure that's what damaged my hair so much in college. But when I dyed my hair red, I would use like the red serum stuff and rub it in. I would use the red. I think you had to use the shampoo, then the conditioner, and then when you were done, like rub the serum in. And I did. I probably washed my hair every few days, but I dyed my hair red for so long. A lot of people didn't know I had brown hair. But because my eyebrows used to be reddish brown, like a muddy color almost. So I could get away with it if I kept it like like a dark red. It used to be 110 by Nice and Easy. Not to give away my secrets, ladies, but that's
your beauty secret.
if you want to look like 2006 Matt, with red hair and a faux hawk. That's how you do it. 110 Nice and Easy and a faux hawk.
Um,
And like a little bit of trauma, like add some of that. And
and then you're set. You're a perfect
oh
match.
yeah, and don't forget to ignore that you might be lactose intolerant because you don't know it yet, and just drink a glass of milk or eat some ice cream, and just, you know what, go
Why
on a
not?
drive away from everything that might have a bathroom. Really shake things up if you really want the full 2006 me experience.
Man,
And
Matt,
sleep with men, bad idea, terrible.
you had quite the time, didn't you?
Oh,
Um,
2006 through 2021.
I
No, actually, I listen now. Once I learned I was lactose, I did actually start like I did pay
see. I
attention to
get
that.
can't think of the milk I get. I'm just going blank on all the products that I use.
Wow, your
It's
influencer side is really failing tonight, Cody. How are you ever going to be a major?
Fairlife. Fairlife. I get Fairlife milk, which is the Coca-Cola branded milk. Um,
We just have lactate.
and so, like, honestly, I don't even know. Like, why is there any other milk? Like, because this milk is they
Johnny,
have.
you have no idea.
Jonathan
Whoa.
said 2006 Matt was an experience.
Sir, when I tell you what I didn't even learn I was lactose until like 2009. I was on the phone with my mom and dad, and I learned that my mom was also lactose and other relatives, and I was like, y'all didn't think to tell me this? And the response to this was, it's just about not eating anything in excess. You're fine.
Yeah, Matt.
How the hell did I get through elementary school with these people? I lived with my mom and stepdad till at the end of fourth grade. So every now and then statements like that would come out of them, and I'm like, I used to complain about stomach aches all the time because every day you have milk with your lunch at school, and I liked it. I am sitting here gutting myself every day at lunch, trying to fit in my fifth grade graduation dress because I basically shit my pants every afternoon. And I'm like, you could have given me a freaking eating disorder. Oh my God. Like, well, not to mention just feeling like absolute hell for what I guess I would have been 26 in 2009, 25. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I drink the Fairlife because it's just. I will say the one thing about it, I don't know a lot of other milks, but if you're comparing to just regular milk, not comparing to other lactose milks, but regular milk, like this Fairlife milk, it has like 50% less sugar, I think. It has higher quality proteins, and then there's something else that's taken out of it too, as far as like making it a lot more healthy to drink. If you really like milk and you drink a lot of milk, the Fairlife is great because it's just a lot healthier in essence than regular milk. As far as getting, if you have, you can't have a lot of sugar or something in your diet. But I love it. I love the way it tastes, and the chocolate milk is really good because it's very creamy.
All these advertisers all these people are like missing out on so much advertisement. Like, you guys sponsor us. Like, come on, advertisement deals.
You know who I really want a sponsor or a influencer
If you say
relationship
Crocs, I'm ending this relationship right now.
Okay, first of all, when we were out at the store yesterday, I saw so many people with Crocs and
they're bad people, Cody. They're bad people.
People were wearing
just
Crocs.
Because they're attractive doesn't mean they make smart decisions. Have you not been paying attention to Twitter for like the last 12 years?
But
fight your type.
I'm gonna get some Crocs, but that's not who I don't want a sponsorship from Crocs. But sure, they're doing a lot of influencer sponsorships. So go ahead, Matt. Are you saying if they come to us for a deal and they're going to offer us like, I don't know, $25,000 in the first year, you're going to be like, no Crocs for me?
You're going to have to really try to sell me on why. You have to sit down and sell me on why it's a good idea and why I should believe in the product. It's like when that like crappy water company tried to like get me to do something, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. And this water is tap and natural and promoted by San Antonio. Please enjoy.
We got Ella. We got Ella a water filter, so we filter her water.
We have to here. My God, our water's terrible.
Yeah. But
I'm not even being funny. It's gross.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of places.
God, if I had known how bad the infrastructure was in San Antonio before I moved here, I would not have moved to Texas. Like, it sucks. The water is disgusting. The tax laws are great, but capitalists gonna capitalize.
I mean, yeah. The infrastructure is not much better here.
Crocs, so ignore my partner here. He'll do what I tell him, or he'll get edited out. You guys are gonna get like I love Crocs, like a weird video edit from like all our lives of me saying how much I love Crocs.
I mean, yeah, I just had to take I love when you said something and then Crocs. I probably have it now. Someone have to go through and find something. I'm
You
gonna
could
put it
probably just take a
together.
still video of me, use that weird editing machine, and make me say something I didn't even say.
Yeah, deep fake. I can deep fake anything and make you say anything. Yeah.
Wow.
But the person or the group that I want to sponsor me, I believe it's called Moon Fiber. Hello, Moon Fiber. Um, they uh,
This is
they
good
do
night and regular.
they do custom wigs for
Oh
men.
wow. I was totally thinking like Fiverr, like put in your drink to keep you regular. I'm like, well, that is a very gay friendly advertisement. Like,
Oh, okay. First of all, on that topic, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of gays end up using that pure for men. Um,
we use Benefiber.
like, girl, there is no reason to spend that money on that. It's literally the same thing as Metamucil or Benefiber. I don't know which one because those two use two different types of ingredients to do what they're supposed to, or do what they're doing. I don't know what Pure uses.
Help you do what you're doing.
I don't know what Pure uses, but it's either going to be Benefiber or Metamucil. Those are your basically two options as far as ingredients. So there's no reason to be spending that much more money when you can literally just get this other. No,
This is fantastic.
I'd never understand that. I never have understood why you would spend so much more for literally the same product. And then, hey, go to Costco or Sam's and get that name brand, and it's even cheaper.
Yeah, it's true. So anyway, I'm sorry. So tell us more about the wig place.
Okay. Um, I'm trying to pull it up here to give it some
Okay.
examples of this
I
moon
mean, both of
fiber.
them are actually very gay friendly, LGBTQ friendly companies. I'm sorry about my rant on Crocs, but you're just gonna have to convince me. Somebody have to convince me why, because I don't care if they're paying me money. If I don't believe in the product, I don't care. I'm not putting it. I won't agree to it because I am. I. You
At
can't
one
buy my
million,
soul. You
$1
can't
million
buy what
dollars.
I traded a long time ago. And how I got into nursing school, totally unrelated. Maybe.
um, I'm trying to see here. It's being a little difficult. Okay. Um, well, their Instagram is very much oriented towards gay friendly. But here we go. I'm going to pull it up on our screen so everyone else can participate in this topic. So this is Moon Fiber. Um, let's see. So this is he's wearing one of the wigs. This guy.
Let's see it. Oh, this place. Okay, we talked about them. That's the one
Yeah,
you want to like buy one or two of them so you can dye it like some really
yeah,
badass color that never changes, so you always have it.
yeah. And so then you can like dye it different colors.
Oh wow, is he
Um,
can like literally wash and wear it at the same time? Like, is it on him or is it on like
no,
a?
this is on a wig head.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess they're comparing the Moon Fiber wig versus a $40 wig. The $40 wig is on the left. I don't know what they're going to show us by this. Well, you can see it's hard on this smaller screen, but the cheaper wig definitely looks cheaper compared to
Wow.
that one, which looks so luscious. But yeah,
Luscious.
you can color it any color. So you know it was blonde, and now he's putting some color in it, some blue and pink, styling it, and then you throw it on your head. But their Instagram feed
All
is
right, bring it
clearly
on.
marketing towards.
I just need. Can I just like wear cool wigs until my hair grows back and see if it does grow back? Then I don't have to like touch it. I can just let it grow safely.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that looks really good on them.
right.
Good for them. Like,
It looks so luscious and soft.
I don't think I'll ever be able to have like that kind of poof to my hair and take myself seriously. But Cody, I think you would totally rock this. Like, this would look amazing on you.
Um, the issue with this is these cost $988. But wigs in general, if you get really good wigs, they're very expensive. So yeah, that's who we need. I want as my next influencer sponsorship.
That would be pretty amazing. Have us do like an unboxing and wig test. Like make it. Oh yeah, we could totally promote that.
Jonathan says the Sunday Coma Cast, folks.
I'm sorry, when he said fiber, I really did think like fiber, like you put in your water and you stay regular and healthy. That's a very gay friendly topic. And because most people really probably should be eating more oatmeal and using fiber and not douching their guts out.
Well, yeah, that
Because
could be a
you guys
whole
worry me.
topic. That could be
It is a whole
topic.
topic. You're just
You
like
don't-
ruining.
You don't need to always do that. Just
Right.
eat
Listen
fiber
to your
and take
body.
fiber.
Go to the
And
damn
you're
bathroom.
fine. Trust me. That's just take fiber, and not that Pure for Men, because they just are doing sponsorship deals with people, and that's the only reason you're seeing it everywhere is because they are paying those people or giving them product for appearance. And they and not to say it doesn't work, but again,
There's more cost-effective
there's more cost-effective measures. So you can get Metamucil or Metafiber, or get the off brands at Sam's or Costco. Same thing. Although I will tell you, there has been a shortage of Metamucil because they use the psyllium fiber. That's the main ingredient. But because of the pandemic, I guess it's stuck in ships off the coast. And so there's been shortage.
Not moving. Wow, nothing's moving. There's a Metamucil shortage. LOL. Do you get it? Because, you need it to move.
The irony. But yes.
I'm very proud of myself.
Just get the Metamucil or Benifiber. I like the Metamucil, but that's my vote.
I use Benefiber. Well, if this is not exactly what our relationship is like we both insist on different products to do the exact same thing, but ultimately, you just throw enough shit at the wall until something sticks. Cody's like, this is my every fucking day.
Man, you're grounded, Matt, according to Jonathan.
Well, this was my fault and this stuff happens between takes, or if we're talking about something, and Cody will start recording. Sometimes he does record these moments. He'll slide over and hit record when he says something, and I start giggling, and he'll record it and then tell me later. He's like, "So I caught this moment." I'm pretty sure you have a couple that you haven't told me about yet.
Yeah, I need to start putting them in a folder.
Oh, great.
I have them, but I need to organize them a little bit more.
You have a blooper reel that we review. We could do a blooper reel where we react to it on Sundays.
That would be fun.
It would be fun.
We are gonna start doing. I haven't told Matt this. I always surprise Matt with things.
Go for it.
But in our new way of recording things, we mentioned it briefly in an episode of the podcast the other day. But we're recording things in a different way, a newer way, a much streamlined way, so we can actually do more things, but in less time. But in doing that, we're going to know in advance what we're doing, because here lately, sometimes the week we're like, what are we doing this week? But we're going to start knowing a little bit more. So on this show or on our Friday shows, we're going to start being able to play you little quick, basically promo teasers. So you can be like, oh my gosh, I want to see that.
Yeah, if you're just dying to see us talk some more, join us. Do it. Derek says, fiber works great for my IBS. Verse bottoms, take note. If you're trying to flip your top. This is sound advice. I mean, this is absolutely something, in the future, all these philosophers that we have that have these great, Socrates-like sayings. In the future, this is what's going to be on T-shirts about our generations. Take your fiber. Stop douching. You're going to lose something important.
Matt, I feel like that's a mug. You need your
mug.
board. You need your board.
Is there anybody here that doesn't have a stomach issue? Really? I said it one time on the, we were on a conference call. There's 4 or 5 of us. And I made a comment about it. I was like, does anybody here not have some weird ass stomach issue? And it was dead silence. I was like, that's what I thought. Yeah. So it's okay. We're all together. And what do you want me to put on the board, Cody?
What did you just say?
about about the
Something
future
about, yeah,
philosophers
just,
of our time.
yeah, not that part, but something about just take fiber. We can go back
Take
and off.
fiber so you don't just eat some damn oatmeal and wipe your ass. Oh my
I,
god.
it just needs to be just take fiber, Matt.
You know what? I think that's enough. Yeah, you know what? I'll write that down. Cody gets credit for that one.
We're gonna have, or I think we might have to make like a whole shirt, and it just has all these sayings on them.
Are you kidding? That's terrible marketing. You have to have multiple shirts. Also, I can't read that much, and I'm not comfortable with somebody staring at me that long to read. Just take fiber.
Just take fiber. We thank all of y'all who are here. Y'all have hung on. You're still with us. That's great. If you have anything you want us to talk about, something that y'all have seen in the news wise, entertainment wise, fun wise, something you just want to know from us, just put it in the comments on whatever platform you're on. We can see it. And we can mention it or talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. Or if you have something to add to something that we've said, go ahead and do it like y'all are doing.
Yeah, and Derek, thank you for joining us. Derek's one of my mutuals. And so if you don't know, if you're not a regular listener, Cody and I can see how many people are watching, but we can't see who. No usernames, no nothing, unless you leave a comment. And you don't have to. We know I learned that some people like to just pass through and kind of lurk, and that's totally fine. But Cody, so I understood that you saw Mortal Kombat.
I did see it.
What did you think?
Okay, so as we found out last week, I'm not the biggest gamer, so I only played the game like a handful of times, like 5 times or less probably. So I have no knowledge of anything, and I did that obviously when I was younger. I've never seen any of the movies that have previously happened, so I have no idea about any of it. So I went in, watched the movie, and it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was just a fun ride. Like
it was a fun movie.
I might watch it again.
Since I have no knowledge of anything, and what I see and know about it is what I saw, I'd be like, yeah, where's the next movie? Let's go ahead and have that available to watch now. Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I'm sure you could nitpick it a lot, especially if you were if you know the source material. If you don't know the source material, none of that is applicable because it's a really fun action film.
You know, even knowing some of the source material, a lot of it, there were things from the source material that absolutely fit in well. They did a lot of things that were relevant to it. And Derek said, so many hot men in Mortal Kombat. I liked it a lot, not just because of that, but it was a very nice perk. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And like you said, you can nitpick the crap out of any movie, especially a video game adaptation. They typically have gone really well. If anybody ever saw the Street Fighter movie, holy shit, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. The Legends of Chun-Li was somehow almost as bad. But I do own I do own Legends of Chun-Li.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. Definitely a fun movie just to sit back. Yeah, I thought it was going to be more like I thought it was going to be because some movies are really chaotic, and I guess I'm trying to think of a movie that I could put in an example. But some movies are really chaotic in the way that just everything is just going at your face, and it's just like lots of movement and flashing and different things. So this was really easy to follow because sometimes those movies are just I don't want to say they stress me out, but it's just like so draining. And then that's all you're seeing, and you're not seeing any of the storyline. And so it's like they're trying to hide the storyline with all of this like pizzazz that's unnecessary. I will say with this movie,
like Transformers, I felt was like that. But
yeah, I guess that would be
Transformers. But it's like a Michael Bay movie, but it's Transformers. That's okay. That works in that kind of movie. It doesn't work in a movie that is like Mortal Kombat is obviously what it is, but there are storylines within the lore. Now, the early days of it from, the very first movie was 95. The game came out in 92. So only Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, I think 2 was released in 95, the game. So the story was very simplistic. Initially, it was just like a basic fighting game. and they had their little backstories, and the lore has just grown. So in 95, the lore was not that deep. There were some basics to it, but now it has developed into an entire universe. So many games have been released. There's been side projects, spin-off movies, spin-off videos, short web series, TV series. Um, have I watched a lot of them? Yes, I have. But I'm
Yeah.
so glad you liked it because I wasn't sure if you were going to.
See, like I was, we were going to watch it last week, but then we had both gotten the shots, and it was not something I felt, or we felt that Gabe would be good since he wasn't feeling bad. But after seeing it, I think he would have been fine because in my head, I was imagining a lot more of like just whatever. I
Gore.
will say
Yeah, because Gabe was nauseated. He was pretty like nauseated
yeah.
from his shot, if I
Um,
remember right.
I will say something I guess if you want to nitpick, I don't know anything about the source material, but if you wanted to nitpick some things, it would be that I felt like the cinematography was a little bit lacking. I felt like there could have been a little bit more movement with that cinematography that could have helped the storyline even more to make some of those scenes, which should have been really heightened and really powerful. You would have felt a little bit more of a punch if some of the cinematography would have been changed a little bit. It was
Did
kind
you
of
just
like,
use the word punch in reference to Mortal Kombat?
yeah, uh, it was a little bit flat, I guess, as far as the way it was filmed, and so I think they could bump that up. I think the director, this was his first big budget film, so I think anytime you have that happen, you're used to not having that, and so as time goes
Right.
on, you'll start gaining some of those
Yeah, I thought overall he did
skills.
great. It was exciting because one of my mutuals just texted me that he got to watch it tonight. He was like, "Okay, I loved it. I enjoyed it." Johnny says, "Did y'all hear about the Janet Mock rant drama during the post premiere party last week?" And Derek says, "Did you guys see the series that Machinima did years ago?" Derek, I did not, and Jonathan, no, I didn't. I have been um a little out of it for a couple of days. Um, and I have barely been able to use my Twitter. um, so if it was on there, it's buried. I'll have to go look it up. But what happened, uh, Mr. Apollo, if you don't mind sharing, or Cody can look it up.
So apparently, according to multiple outlets, Janet went off script during her speech and detailed her salary on the television series, as well as admitting to cheating on partner and Pose star Angel Bismarck Cruel, um, saying, "I'm hurting y'all. I see injustice and it hurts me inside." Um, she criticized
Gosh.
Hollywood and demanded more pay that's in line with other producers on the show. She didn't disclose who she was referring to as the series has several executive producers, and she's like, "Why am I making 40,000 an episode? I'm angry. This is the truth. This is the mother effing truth." Uh,
Damn.
she also
And wait, so she
expressed,
criticized Hollywood and then also admitted to cheating on her partner
yeah,
in the
she
same.
also she also expressed disdain about the quality of storytelling from male writers in the series' first two episodes, and even addressed co-creator and executive producer Brian Murphy. Um, it's unclear if she called out the other two producers on the show. Um, Speaking to Murphy about adding more writers, Janet allegedly says, "You brought girls in to help you. Who brought the girls in? I did. I want the girls to be there." Ryan Murphy has not responded to any of that. Uh, Additional
Oh,
multiple outlets report that Janet discussed her romance with actor Angel, telling him to stand up right now. Let me tell you something about love. Today I was going to let Angel go. I was going to let you go right there, but what did I do? I effed somebody on the crew, right? Angel, Angel, she went on, I'm not losing. You hear me? You're effing important to me. I don't want to live in a house alone. I want you, you mother effer, right there. That's who I want. I'm getting what's mine. She also apologized to writer and producer Our Lady J, saying, I tried to shrink you to make myself bigger. Why couldn't I just love you? Before closing her speech, she expressed, if I effed up y'all, I forgot who the F I was. They want me to come up here and pretend. I don't need Hollywood, honey. You know why? Because I'm effing free. At this time, Janet hasn't publicly commented on her speech this week. Yeah.
I have to go watch that after this. Give me a minute on that. And also, Derek, Yes, I just looked it up. Yes, that's actually the series I was referring to, the spinoff series. Like, I did see it, and it was really good. I totally loved it. But back on that speech, there's a lot to
That's a
unpack there.
lot.
So, Mr. Johnny Apollo, tell us
Yeah, what is
what
your
did you
thoughts,
think?
Jonathan? Um,
Jesus.
I don't, I don't
Did
know.
she
It's a
just stand
lot.
there? Okay, I get all the criticisms about the salary. That is something we've talked about here before. And I think that's really good to talk about. But maybe the calling, I mean, a full moment. That's, she made a choice. And then she also admitted cheating on her partner, but then said she's not going to lose them. And because she's going to get what's her.
Hmm. So, I
I don't know
mean,
how I would feel if David stood up on a stage and said, I'd be like, oh man, yeah, say it. And then said that. I'd be like,
here's the deal.
well,
It's a
she
tough
had
thing
me in the first
because
half.
it's a tough thing in this case because we don't know a
Right.
lot of the issues surrounding like salary. So she could be getting paid comparable to other people who have her skill background, I guess. I think she's been in 3 television shows. One of those was also a Ryan Murphy show, The Politician, that was on Netflix. And then she's been in one other thing. So this has been her biggest show that's been for an extended period, I guess. So it is one of those things. Now, if there's people who have the same amount of background as far as their, how many shows they've been on or whatever, that can dictate their pay scale. So having been on 3 shows, I don't know if that is a normal amount of money or not, because you can always complain it's not enough money because you're seeing someone over here have a lot of money, but she's also not Billy Porter, you know,
Yeah.
like, so there, yeah, I don't know who you're
Right.
comparing
So
your pay
there's
scale
more to
to.
there's a lot more to, and we also don't know what she knows. She might have a lot of this information, and of course, we're only hearing the part of the speech. Johnny, I mostly feel bad for Angel Bismarck, Curiel. He's very new in the industry, and from this point forward, people know his drama well before his talent, and she kind of effed up his future. Yeah, that's really uncomfortable. Holy crap. Um, I I don't know what to say. Can you just imagine sitting there? I'm okay. I have to like
I mean,
give me.
here's the other
I'm
thing.
pulling it up so I can watch it after.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know if there's video. I don't know if there's video because it's all reports, people that were present, but there may be. There may be. I don't know. Um, yeah,
well, I'll tell you in a second.
that's a tough one because again, um, it depends on what level you are in the industry. I think now I feel like people who've had the same amount of years or the same amount of credits to their name, whether male or female, whatever it may be, should be paid similarly. But if you're new to the industry or newer to the industry versus more veteran people, you're obviously going to get paid less money. Uh, but you know because those people have built up their pay scales. But anybody should who's fairly new to the industry, you should all be paid comparable amounts. And that's one thing. Even in Hollywood, we've seen it just in the corporate world that people's pay is hidden, and people should be paid equally in some
Right. Well,
respects, and
there's a
they're
big
not.
move in the corporate world about how don't you're not allowed to talk about pay. You're not allowed to talk about this while we're simultaneously all being shafted. And it was like the Friends cast back in the day. I think it was Courtney Cox and David Schwimmer were being paid more than everybody else. They took pay cuts in order for their 4 castmates to get raises, and they banded together and they negotiated together to make sure they were all paid.
Yeah.
Now they were like an ensemble cast. Not every show runs like that where gets a lot. Every character got a lot of
Yeah,
time,
that's the other
but
thing that
but
they could have different screen time that could necessitate
right and
different pay.
different. And that was a series. For example, that particular series, I did not watch a lot of that show. I mean, I thought it was okay, but it really wasn't one of those things that just blew me away, and I had to watch every episode. I've seen a couple of episodes total out of 10 years of episodes. But how they negotiated to defend each other, and I thought that was very interesting because the other two didn't have to do that. I mean, they had careers, and by the end of it, a lot of them had their own careers that were growing anyway, doing their own things. But Let's see. Johnny Apollo. Janet is a major advocate for the transgender community, but I think Pose is the first major show she's written and produced for. 40,000 for about 30 episodes doesn't sound super bad to me. 40,000 an episode, he said. So, yeah, to correct that, 40,000 per episode that she wrote for. It's hard, like you said, it's hard to know without knowing. Is everybody else getting, because like for example, Friends, I think at the end they were all getting like $1 million an episode because the series had gotten so popular. But in the beginning, they were not getting that.
A lot of
people would be surprised to find out like boy bands and stuff like that were popular in the same period were not getting paid shit.
Yeah. A lot of it, especially initially in any of these cases, it's how good your agent is. And your agent is the one that dictates that pay and works to get you the best that they can for you. And so in the Friends case, obviously they had better agents. They had more established careers. And then over time, the show got really popular. And like you said, they banded together. Ultimately, they should all have been paid equal because they were all equal parts on that particular show. But still at the same time, that's a ridiculous amount of money for what they're doing. So not saying that not everyone deserves equal pay, but at the same time, it's like, that's a ridiculous amount of money that you're getting to do what you're doing.
Yeah. And we're doing this for free, Cody. Like, where's Bob Reed?
I know. What's his name? We were going to talk about him this week, I think, on our podcast. I'm just going blank with everything. He's on Spotify, and he recently was speaking out about the vaccines. Can't think of his name right now. It will come to me. But he gets a ton
Joe
of
Rogan?
money. Joe Rogan gets a ton of money to do what we're doing, Matt. So I don't know what we're doing.
Well, we're not giant controversial assholes. That probably. But I don't want that kind of notoriety. I don't want people to know what the ComaCast is because they're like, oh, those fucking assholes. If you're saying that, it's because like, oh, they're so disrespectful to organized religion, and damn them wanting some equal pay and equality. That's fine. Be mad at me about that. Stay mad, But I don't want to be. It's like, those guys that always have the clickbait or something. We just talk about controversy for the sake of it.
Yeah, but for sure.
Joe Rogan does make a lot of money, and like Ben Shapiro, a lot of these people who are just like sentient shitbags get paid to be sentient shitbags, and they know it. They don't care. They love it. Gun Girl. Yeah. We all might make jokes about her shitting her pants, but you know what? She's got a bank account, and she doesn't care. It's free publicity.
One day, Matt, we won't have the notoriety, but we'll still be making a lot of money, maybe.
Yeah,
because
currently we're just volunteering.
in the world of entertainment, you can make $40,000 an episode, Matt.
It's true, and maybe one day you'll be like, oh wow, Matt, do you remember the days of making nothing per episode? And if we keep doing this in a few years, it's going to be like for the cost of a cup of Starbucks a week, you can sponsor Cody and Matt. We're doing the ComaCast, but we're like in denial. We're doing it from like Dixie cups with fishing line, talking to each other. Can anybody hear us? That's going to be me as an elderly person in my home.
That made me think of. I mentioned it at the beginning because we were doing a sound check. And you were asking, can you hear me? And so it reminded me of Shawn Mendes this past week, I believe. He was talking to people on the International Space Station.
Oh, yeah.
And he it's the same delay pause, but he says that he's thrilled and excited. He doesn't seem that way. And it also looks like he's reading off a script or someone's holding up a script. Someone on TikTok duetted it and like pretended like they had written out what he was saying, and they were like going word by word with a pen because he's reading so like slow like this. So it's like he's reading off of a paper. But we'll play it up here and then yeah.
Shawn Mendes, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Shawn Mendes. How do you hear me?
Shawn, we have you loud and clear. Welcome to the International Space Station.
That is pretty cool.
It is such an honor to speak with you guys. I feel so giddy and excited right now.
Okay. I too am super thrilled when I am doing something that billions of people would love to try and do. Please go online now and do not follow my Wikipedia, not the nasty internet rumors about my fake. I'm just kidding. Okay, we're not going to do that. But all right, I'll take the apology video comment for that one. That one's on me.
Jonathan, you were right. He will be the first.
It might be me. That might get me.
I apparently was in the running at the beginning, but is swiftly gone into your direction recently.
I will still say that that was a pretty big notch against me, but I don't know, Cody. You do some pretty controversial things.
What is something that I've done controversial recently?
I can't say it. It's controversial.
Whoa. Jonathan said, told y'all.
I might come across reckless, but I definitely stay. There's a reckless room that I play in that I don't step out of. So it's like a place I know that I can say what I'm going to say or whatever thing I'm thinking of, but I don't push it. I stay away from certain things that really shouldn't be joked about. Especially, it's one thing to make a comment to your friend who you've been friends with for 15 years and they joke with you. You wouldn't write that publicly because it'd be awful. It would be massively misinterpreted. And at some point, you really have to learn the lesson of what you say to one person is not necessarily the same thing you could say to literally like Twitter. You can put it there and it can go around the world in minutes. If the right person sees it and hits retweet, you're done. And do I hope that's Kevin McHale with a marriage proposal? Maybe.
Whoa.
But
whoa.
Hey, you know what? California is a little closer.
Matt, I already know him. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What if I was like, hey, come here?
Yeah, I can pee myself and then go get on a red eye.
You know who I think is adorable and doesn't get a lot of attention for whatever reason? Sally Field's son, who is gay. He does get attention, but not in the respect of a lot of people. It's like weird. I feel like because he's not necessarily like one of these like super fit muscle gays, and so he doesn't get that same popularity level, even though his mother is Sally Field. I do love his he jumps into conversations sometimes on Twitter, and it's pretty funny.
There's like random celebrities you'll end up following. There was one celebrity. So I just happened to be reading a thread, and this particular celebrity was in it, and I was like, man, that name looks really familiar, but I couldn't pick it out, and I was just reading, and I was like, God, where is this name from? And I guess I could have just looked up the bio. Like I literally could have just clicked on him and read, and it would have told me. But because it was 3 a.m., I Googled him. It was the little kid from Pet Sematary, like the one that played the little boy way back, in the 1980s version. And because it was references, I was like, man, he's my age. How would he know about that movie? He couldn't have been in that movie. It didn't occur to me that the toddler from Pet Sematary, who was about my age, who of course is long grown up. And it was just funny. It was just one of those moments of speaking of celebrities that fall into conversation, and you're like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to find a photo.
Yes, it was Miko Hughes. It was Miko Hughes. And I didn't even know his name because I tend to read whatever movies I watch. I tend to read about the Wikipedias, and especially if it's an older movie or something. And it was one of my favorite movies growing up, even though it scared the hell out of me. And I watched the new one, so of course I ended up watching the old one. And I've also read the book. It also scared the hell out of me. I actually read the book in 10th grade. I remember sitting in my chemistry class in downtime, just sitting there reading the book. And the kid behind me, John Forbes, looking over my shoulder what, the hell are you reading? And I'm like, it's a Stephen King book. I literally got it from our school library. It was in our actual school library in high school. And he's like, oh, okay. Because once I said I showed him the front cover, and he was like, oh, well, okay. Oh yeah, I totally had a total man crush on that guy. Just realized, I just remember that. I did, but I remember my classmate reading over my shoulder for a minute and then saying what the hell are you reading? Because it's a Stephen King book, and anything goes in a Stephen King book. beloved character, they might die a horrible death. They might make it to the end. Who knows? Cody's like, I don't fucking read. What are you talking about? You're like trying to read on your phone, and I'm saying horrible shit to you to see what you do.
Well, I was
This fucking homo talking to me about books and shit on this live. That's what we do the live. So we'll talk and not read. Damn it.
Justin had gotten some software on his computer, or like, I don't really understand it, but basically he like did a trial for something, and it's kind of like a grouping of apps. And so you pay like a monthly fee, and then you have access to all of these apps or something. Anyway, he was doing a trial because here's the geekiness coming out, but he was doing Wi-Fi test around our property. So in the front yard, in every room, in the backyard, but standing in like all the spots in every corner of the room, every spot in the backyard. And then you put this program does it all together, and it creates a map of your house. And you can see where you have dead zones as far as Wi-Fi is concerned, because he has more satellite receiver for Wi-Fi coming. And so we want to know where we need to place them, so we have like perfectly fast Wi-Fi throughout our entire area. But that in this grouping of programs that he has access to, I guess, one of them is for people who write books. And then he was telling me about this other program that people who write books use, and like it's some because it's software, whatever, it's smart. It like marks every time you talk about a certain character, so then you can go back and write in your character's name, and it'll show you all the locations throughout your entire book of where it is, so you can easily map things together or see where, like, if he just something disappears or a character disappears from a chapter or two, you'd be able to see. But I was like, oh my god, Matt needs that.
That's insane. Actually, I have my other laptop open next to me, the one I write on, and that one is I am gonna try really hard in the next few weeks to finish the last bits of book 1 and really sink into book 2. I've written a chunk of book 2. It's like I've written 3,000 or 5,000 words of it, and I'm like, that's like nothing. Like starting over, like no. But it's not starting over, it's continuing, which has been easier. It's actually been easier to continue the story than it was to build the initial story. But yeah, on that software, Cody, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. We were talking about, I'll give you the name of it. I was talking about Sally Field's son. So I found a photo, and it's like the perfect photo of him, because you'll know it as soon as I put it up, because, well, here it is. This is Sally Field's son in overalls. So I don't know. Are we twins?
He's
basically?
So cute.
Isn't he so cute?
Okay, but I like that bathroom. I mean, it needs a little more color. It gives me very plain vibes, but like, I like that bathroom. Yes, he's cute. Yes, okay, yes, he's cute. But I feel like I need to put something red or green in there. You know, like something vibrant.
Also, do you like this like scale in the back? That's like an old scale, not digital at all. Underneath the fireplace.
Oh yeah, I just see there's a fireplace. Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
I do not know whose house this is. Is this his? I don't think it's his place, but I don't know if it's mom's place or is he some other. Maybe it's Glenn Close's house. You know, he knows all. Like, those are the actors that he probably knows a lot about, because his mom is friends with them, and so
his
growing
mom
up,
is Sally freaking Field.
Growing up, those were the group. But I also, in perusing his feed to find that, I have to mention this because it just came out this week. I'm sure we'll talk about it more this week. But everybody's not favorite, I guess, Kardashian, but not really, Caitlyn Jenner, is going to be running for governor, because we're going to recall the governor here for some reason. Whatever, that's annoying and stupid. But she is going to be running, I guess. She's going to be one of...
Did you see her campaign picture?
I don't know if I did.
Her campaign picture is, I'm running, and it's her behind the wheel of a car. Like, bitch, you killed somebody. You rear-ended somebody into traffic and got them killed. Never issued an apology. And that's your campaign picture? God, you horse humping bitch! What's wrong with you?
You
Like,
will
oh
love
my
this then,
God.
because maybe this is what you're talking
I have
about.
feelings about that.
So she did this weekend. She's going to be one of many Republicans actually running. So, I don't know in the bigger scheme of things versus other Republicans what she'll fare. But she hadn't spoken out, and people have been wanting her to, like, what is your stance on this? You are going to run for political office. We obviously have all these political or these trans bans in sports that are happening in different high school sports. She finally spoke out. Obviously, she was
Against them.
a former Olympian, so she's very involved in sports. So this should be like a big issue for multiple reasons for her. And she says she's against it. We have to. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in schools. It just isn't fair, and we have to protect girls' sports in our schools. We have to protect them. But that all got brought up because this is what Sally Field's son Sam posted on Twitter. So I guess this is maybe her poster. He says, "Yeah, I ran someone over with my car. What of it? Caitlin for California."
Yeah, and we should also add that she was awarded the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage in 2015. And because I'm an asshole, I have her speech right here because I retweeted part of it earlier. Let's also add that at the end of her speech, where she thanks everybody for the opportunity to continue the next phase of her journey, I also want to acknowledge all of the young trans athletes who are out there, given the chance to play sports as who they really are. Really, bitch? Really? Okay. Yeah. We see you. We fucking see you. Like, are you kidding me? Trans people make up 2% or less of the entire population, and there are more bans against trans people and trans kids. Kids! Like, that's the craziest thing. Kids. Not guns. We've had, like, a mass shooting since, like, pretty much every day since the country started opening up. Not dumbass Caitlyn Jenner rear-ending somebody into traffic and getting them killed and avoided jail time. And they didn't issue an apology, which I read a thread on that earlier, and someone's like, well, even apologizing could be seen as an admission of guilt. Okay, that is some old school, you've been listening to your, like, great-grandparents, again, insurance bullshit. Apologizing at the scene of an accident doesn't mean you say you're at fault for an accident. If you see somebody that fell off a cliff, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened. It doesn't mean you're at fault for it. Lots of people will be like, oh my gosh, this terrible accident. I'm sorry it happened, because it ruins everybody's day. And in this particular case, it ruined a lot of people's days, mainly the person that was killed, their family. And wow, celebrity fucking privilege. And the white lady walked away. She literally transitioned to a white woman and all of its privilege on top of already being a wealthy white person in California. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I have some fucking feelings about this, as
you
you
do.
can tell. And we should. Like,
Yeah.
all the kids that can't speak up, we are supposed to be angry. Everybody watching this podcast should be angry. Everybody that's a mutual of mine on Twitter, we should be angry on behalf of every kid who can't speak up, who can't vote, whose parents aren't listening to them. We're supposed to speak against the adults that just because they're a trans person themselves, there are homophobic gay boys out there, and I can scroll right through and find them. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if you've been listening,
not my mutuals though.
If you've been listening to our podcast, there's about 50 bills right now, 50 bills in different state houses that are against trans youth or trans families or trans individuals. And so you do have to speak out. You have to do that. I thought interesting in the Caitlyn's case, the Kardashians do not plan to join her on the road or be in any way participatory in the campaign. Obviously,
I just want to hear you say that word again.
Participatory? Nope. Nope.
No, actually, I really like participating and supportive all in one. Participatory.
Participatory. They obviously have different political views than Caitlyn, and also Kim Kardashian never campaigned or did anything with her now, I think ex maybe. I don't know if it's official, but Kanye. She did not participate because they also did have differing political views. And back to Sam here. Jonathan says he's cute in a broke straight boys kind of way. Okay, like I love him. I adore him. I want to be his best friend. Some way, somehow, I need to become his best friend. Like
You
this
guys
would
kind of have some similarities in your styles because this one, I see you look like this sans the face. Other than the facial hair, you look like this in your videos, except your overalls are shorts.
true.
And you've styled your hair like this before. I'm pretty sure I've seen those lavender tones in your hair.
Yeah.
And let's see the stance, absolutely. The white shoes. I don't think I've ever seen you wear shoes that were like sneakers. Ever.
No, but I do wear Converse, so those are Converse. So that
Do you wear white?
fits.
Do you wear white Chuck Taylors?
The ones right now are like a cream color, but yeah, I have all the color. I have like multiple colors. I have like 12 pairs.
I have just a pair in black, but they don't fit me right, so I actually need to buy a few more. Buy other pairs. But anyway, you know what we've also done tonight, Cody? We've also highlighted how basic we are. Just saying, like I've had to embrace it. If I had long hair, I'd have to part it in the middle to keep up with times. But actually, I couldn't because here I used to have a cowlick here before it receded away. My hair back in the day of the bowl cut. Yes, we can laugh. Like it would part here just fine, but up here in the front, it would like push. So one side was fine, the other side looked really stupid. But instead of just side parting it because I didn't like the comb over, and I didn't like that I had so much hair, it was like poofy, and I just couldn't embrace it. I was like, no, I'll just shave it or cut it off, and I had no idea how to make it work for me. And the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. You know? But yeah, that's how that went. Well, this has been a fun evening so far, right?
I mean, I think so, right? Thank y'all for those who have jumped in some comments here that we could chat about. We didn't know about that one. Jonathan's always here. I'm pretty up on my pop culture, but Jonathan is even more so.
Johnny Apollo joins us. Like I know he has a different first name, but I love calling him just Johnny Apollo because of his handle, and that's how I refer to him as David. To David. Like, and most of you guys, I refer to you as your Twitter handles to people. So if you have a really like questionable Twitter handle, I have probably said it in public. Like one of our mutuals has Big Dick in his Twitter handle. If you guys listen, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. I've literally said it to David, like, "Oh my god, did you see Big Dick Leo's like tweet?" Yeah, that's. There's reasons I don't go out in public. Sometimes it's not really a pandemic thing. It's more of David won't let me out of the house. And it's hard to disagree with him when I see playbacks of myself. And I'm like okay. Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll watch playbacks and I'll go watch. I do watch our old lives and stuff. You know, I always try to watch them at least once to criticize myself because that's who doesn't do that. And I hate doing it though. I hate doing it. I like watching it when we're talking about an interesting topic, but I hate watching myself, if that makes sense. I like watching you. I like when I'll watch your clips or we're doing your news stories because I know obviously I know which ones you did, so I know where you should be at. So I'll watch yours and I'll watch mine enough to make sure the audio is right, and I don't need to be like, "Hey Cody, I think I jacked up my audio. Do we need to look at it?" Other than that, I will pretty much only watch you if I can get away with it. But I don't think most people don't like the sound of their voice or watching themselves do any sort of thing. And, you know, I was going to use the word performing, but I'm not performing when I'm here. I'm literally being myself. This is me on and off camera. So I don't want to see it in either place. Like, I'm good.
I used to not like listening to myself, but then when I started doing TV and like you're editing stuff together, like you have to keep listening to yourself over and 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 seeing yourself, and then now it's like, oh my god, I want to watch myself. Let's play that again.
I mean, I can see how. I mean, I'm fairly desensitized to it. If it's something I have to do, if I'm editing something for myself, then yeah, I will deal with it and I'm fine. But when I have a choice, no, I don't want to watch myself. Sometimes when you send me Cody will send me a blooper or like something that I really messed up, and it's so funny because I'm always afraid to hit play because I don't want to see myself do this, and then like the Madison Cawthorn blooper, I'm still not over, and it was one of the it was so uncomfortable, and I'm like, I am going straight to hell. And yeah. Speaking of going straight to hell, I got a TikTok from a friend earlier. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell the joke rather than send the TikTok because it's a pretty bad, it's pretty awful. But why can't you fool an aborted fetus? Because it wasn't born yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those things that just kind of keeps hitting you over and over and over, and you're like, oh god. It's like I'm falling down the stairs and I'm hitting every step on the way down. You know. Abortion joke. You know. I'm trying to compose myself. I'm sorry. When this happens, when this happens during lives, it's like, oh no, or during the podcast, or if it's something like, you know, the things you really shouldn't laugh at, and then something happens and you start laughing so hard, those will be the ones where Cody and I just have to stop for 5 minutes and get the giggles out.
Jonathan,
you know what really
says,
throws me is
apology video number 2.
No, the ones that really throw me, or we'll start to, Cody does our opener, and so as a couple times you just got all ready, we've sound checked everything's working beautifully, and then you sneeze right into the mic, and it's like a few of the times I've had my volume up, so it's just like it's a lot, and then it just, you know, makes me jump, and then, you know, it's this almighty sneeze, and then we have to pretty much entirely reset, calm ourselves down, because, you know, we're clearly 9 years old, and do it again. Oh god, that was really funny. All right, I'm okay now.
Are you good?
Just...
Okay.
I know, I'm not. It's really not. Okay. It's just having a dark sense of humor, I think. I can't help it. I'm a bad person, y'all. Cody. I'm better. I'm sorry.
You good?
Yeah, okay. We can go to the next thing now. So does anybody have anything? I swear I'm a professional.
Okay, everybody. Because...
Oh, God. This is worse than, like, the dead baby jokes that people used to tell in high school and stuff that were, like, really awful. But anyway, yeah, I really appreciate y'all joining us tonight and, one, putting up with me. But if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, we tend to drift towards, I've noticed on these nights, we've gone, between pop culture and movies and things that have been happening. We try to keep the topics fairly light on Sunday night because throughout the week, I'm not being flippant when I say this, but it's literally been mass shootings and bad news constantly. So we're all aware there's constantly bad news, and we wanted this to be a space where, yeah, we're acknowledging those things are happening, but there's always a lighter side to everything. And, you know, yeah. Also, shout out to the 2 or 3 people who left me really wild comments about getting into nursing school and wondering if I'll give them a shot because I'm be a nurse. Yes, the answer is yes, you sluts.
Matt loves injecting people.
Yeah. Well, I do have a body count. It didn't happen by accident.
So everybody is lucky tonight because I have something for everybody.
What's that?
This is a blooper.
Okay. I haven't seen this. I don't think.
I'm sure you did. This is early on. This is like one of our very first video recordings ever. I think this was our very first actual recording we ever did. But this is what goes on between recordings or different things. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
It's just
God.
a test to see if anybody can see this. We're testing some technical things. How is that food?
This panini is delicious. It's a tomato mozzarella panini. So if anybody's accidentally watching this is ASMR. Sorry, everyone. You know what that reminds me of? You know the thing where they're like, when it's time to eat the rich, and it's time to eat Chris Evans, and it's the one eating the rainbow, like gummy dildo thing.
I don't know what you're speaking of. I missed this one. I mean, have you heard all the drama about Army Hammer? Could be that's what's in your sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
Man, I got you there. Flesh. Meat. How is it?
Seasoned.
People should know that Matt likes putting things in his mouth.
Cody, you want to come hang out with me in my Texas toast?
Oh, God, no.
Only if you butter it.
I don't think I knew. So
This is why the recording times, which should be probably, because y'all get the podcast episodes, and they're probably like no more than 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Somehow the recording time goes to like sometimes an hour and a half.
okay,
This
well
is
sometimes
why.
during recording days we're eating because that's like our whole day. So we we end up having to eat and everything and sound check, and sometimes, especially in the early days, stuff would stop working mid recording. Cody would be like, we're like talking. He's like, oh shit, it stopped working, and I'm like, whatever, and just keep going. And then sometimes I didn't know if we were live or not because my screen would freeze. So I think Cody turned off the live, or maybe it died. Maybe it didn't. So I'm sure there's some probably random clips of me like thoroughly enjoying a cold brew. There was one where I like literally my eyes were crossed. I'm like, Cody, it's so delicious, and I'm like being stupid. And Cody's like, I think that was live. Like, oh shit.
There's been multiple times that we barely caught you at the beginning of a clip, but it didn't catch you. And then one time we were recording something. We were recording a serious topic. We were recording
It was a murder topic.
the Tulsa massacre, and this was prior to us recording. So I'm testing graphics, making sure they go full screen, all this stuff, and then something happened. I think David came in and scared you.
Oh,
But I didn't
know.
It was recorded, but I only heard audio because I had a graphic up, and I was so mad when I went back to look at it.
Yeah, so I needed my meds, and I realized midday, it was the only day I forgot to take my meds because I have a habit. I would not leave my room until I took my meds. So that day I was in a rush. We were trying to get everything recorded, and I walked out of my bedroom, started setting up, and I never walked back to my room and went to my bathroom and got my meds. So I texted David. I was like, hey, can you grab my meds? So I never heard him coming down the hallway because we were testing everything, and we're tired. We're both hungry. We're trying to get it rolling, get this piece done. And then David opened the door, and it just scared the ever-living shit out of me. And I jumped sideways straight into my desk. And David was like, David was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You asked me to come in here. And God. It took a minute to calm me down because I couldn't stop laughing. I did not know you caught that whole thing on... so you never saw the Time to Eat the Rich Chris Evans?
I still don't know what you're talking about that.
Okay,
Jonathan says, sorry, I might be at a loss for words. We have so much great content that doesn't make it.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to find it and send it to you, but I have to run to the bathroom because I'm dying laughing, and I'm going to make myself pee if I don't go. And so I'm going to mute myself.
We don't want that.
Oh my God, earlier I had my mic on, and I had to run to the bathroom, and I was like, oh my God, if Cody tests this, it's got to be completely, like, he's going to totally hear me pee. And David's like, well, maybe he'll be into that. I'm like, kind of sound check.
When Matt goes away, we don't want him to pee his pants. That wouldn't be fun. So yeah, how was y'all's weekend? If you're here, just put in the chats what y'all have done this weekend. Anything fun? Get anything big accomplished? I know I said on the Friday show, I'm really excited because Friday had marked my 1 week since my second dose of the vaccine. And so this coming Friday will be 2 weeks. And so I can actually start doing some things a little bit more safely. So I'm excited to be able to start going to the beach. I haven't been to the beach. We were talking about just today things that we haven't done, and like we haven't gone to the beach or even gone to the ocean like in over a year, or haven't eaten at a restaurant in over a year, and just like these different things that we haven't done for like over a year, and just so crazy to like think back that we've not done that. So I'm excited to be able to go to the beach and kind of do some things. I'm going to renew my zoo pass so I can go to the zoo here and the safari park, which will be exciting. I used to go all the time and take photos, and so it'll be nice to get back there. It's just kind of a place that I can go that's really calm and relaxing, and just really peaceful, and take some photos. And so it'll be nice that I can go there and not be as concerned about things, since I'll be totally vaccinated on Friday. How was Disney? So I have not been yet since they reopened. They reopened on Friday, I believe. They reopened just Friday. And I know some people who've gone, and it's been really nice. Not many lines. I think the longest wait has been 20 minutes, which is very, very quick for Disney. I think Radiator Springs, one of the Cars rides, it had like almost a 0-minute wait. California Adventure is not as crowded. Disneyland is more crowded out of the two. That is normal, but even then, it's not super crowded at all. So it's been nice. So if you can go and do it safely and you feel comfortable with it, it's a great time to go. Of course, there's no season passes, so everybody is paying for tickets each time they go. So it'll be interesting to see over this period of time how many people actually continue buying tickets, because that'll add up quickly. Because I think they're like $130 for like a park hopper, and those are only available on certain dates if the park haven't sold out. And so that's going to add up really quickly if people go multiple times, because the most expensive pass is like $1,200. So people could easily get to that number quickly if they don't watch out. So I predict people will only be going once or twice here and there. I know a lot of people are excited because the Marvel Land is going to open up at California Adventure. And a lot of people are going to be going and already scheduled tickets that day, because tickets went on sale and you could pick which day you wanted to be able to go. Yeah, no worries. I wanted to go, but I wasn't going to be fully vaccinated, and I wanted to wait. I am going to be going hopefully soon. I'm going to see kind of how it goes out. I'll see how the numbers are going. The numbers here in Southern California, as far as COVID, are continuing to go down, which is a good sign, and the percentage rate of infection is going to continue to go down. If those numbers are good, that in combination with having the vaccine, I think I'll feel comfortable going to the parks. I feel like last time me and Justin went to the parks, we both got sick afterwards, like with the flu or cold or something. So we'll be a little more cautious this time. Of course, you have to wear masks. But yeah, I'm ready to go. And my friend Gabe is here. And so I think it's going to be fun for all three of us just to go have fun. And I can't wait to get like all the snacks and the food. I love in the new Star Wars land, there's this Ronton roaster or something like that. It's basically like the sausage and this kind of like flatbread with all this other stuff inside of it. And it's delicious. I love it. It's like one of my favorite new things to get. But I kind of want to go right now since they are keeping capacity lower, because it's not as crowded. If you look at any of the pictures or videos that have been out, it's not very crowded at all. Like Main Street and that is pretty sparse. So like those are some nice times. I remember when I used to go to Disney World and I'd kind of go off season, it would be very sparse like that. And it's so much nicer because you're not dealing with people running into you. You're not having to wait in lines. So that's always a nice thing. So, but I'll be going hopefully. I say June maybe. Maybe I might go for my birthday and see because that'll be fun. Matt, we were talking about Disney because Disney opened up on Friday. Disneyland, I should say, opened up Friday
Yes,
for
I
the
did
first
see.
time in over
I
a
also
year.
sent you a text message
Ooh,
that has the TikTok or the video that I was talking about.
okay. I'll have to watch that.
You probably should watch it now. It'll make a whole lot more sense, and everybody's gonna piss themselves laughing.
Okay.
Um,
I'll watch that.
I promise you, everybody's gonna pee themselves. It's so fucking hilarious and wrong, but very funny. I got my boy. How is Dizzy? Oh my god. Okay, Johnny, what's their name and number? I will take care of that for you. Just let me know. And,
That's just
oh my god,
horrible.
Bobby, you're here! Yay! I've missed you, Bobby. I was thinking about you earlier. And everybody here, I also want to thank everybody for the amazing amount of support I got about when I posted about getting into nursing school. I got massively overwhelmed, so I've responded to like 3 messages. I've pretty much collected myself, and I'm a little better. So I sit down and try to respond to everybody because a lot of people left me really nice messages that I really want to respond to, and I always try to. It just was super intense and super unexpected. Like,
Wow.
it's really messed up.
I've never seen this, Matt.
You see what I mean, though? That's the reference I was making when I was eating that panini or that wrap. And do you see why I was laughing so hard now?
I do. Pretty flavorful. That was funny. Yeah, Jonathan, that is not good. No.
A Halloween nurse outfit. Bobby, I'm going to have to Photoshop your face on a nurse body, but like a Halloween nurse outfit. Well, if you wait a month or two, I should have. Well, I have a training nurse outfit that I have to wear like when I'm at the hospital and clinicals, and it's not like normal scrubs. It's to identify student nurses, so obviously there's not confusion. Can we maybe wait a year and a half or two till I can actually wear regular scrubs and I'm a certified or registered nurse? That would be great. But hey, y'all, I'm officially a nursing student. Yes. Now there's more enrollment process because you have to turn in, there's like a packet they send you and you have to do all this shit and step by step. So, my heart will probably calm down around August 22nd because classes start August 23rd. But yes. Yeah, I did see that Disney opened. That's exciting that there's step by step starting to happen. And I mean, I guess no matter what anybody's thoughts are on it, capitalism has decided the panini is over, and we are going forward whether we like it or not. So all we can do is prepare.
That is true. I was saying that's why I'm going to wait a little bit and see what the numbers continue to be. Here in Southern California, it seems that the numbers continue to plummet, which is great. We have a good acceptance rate of the vaccine here in Southern California anyway versus a lot of the rest of the country. So that's great. I think we were up to, let me see. Ooh, my phone almost fell out of my hands. Let's see what San Diego is up to. But yeah, I think I'm going to kind of wait a little bit, but hopefully maybe June, fill it out and see how things are going and go up there. I was telling them the thing that sucks is there's no season passes, so you pay for the ticket. And so all these people who I know that are going, they always have season passes. And so if they're going to want to go more than a few times, it's going to cost a lot of money because I think the tickets were like $130 to get in. So, and the most expensive season pass used to be $1,200. Mine was around eight or $9. So you can see how buying individual tickets could add up way more than most people are paying for to get into the park. But so let's see. So in San Diego, the virus is about 4.8 per 100,000, which is really good. And the infection rate has fallen to 0.88.
I mean, there is progress, and we're gonna have to just celebrate what we can, and just all we can do is control our own actions. So unfortunately, we can just be encouraging that, please get the virus, or get the vaccine.
Wow.
Please get the woo.
So
please get the vaccine is what I meant.
the vaccine rate in San Diego is 60% now. We have 60% in San Diego County that are vaccinated. So that is a lot higher than a lot of places. So Southern California
still
is
got
being
the second
strong.
shot, and they're currently, several of them have not experienced any side effects or minimal second.
That's good.
Second dose. One of my friends, our mutuals in Boston, in the Boston area, he felt really bad yesterday, and we felt really bad for him because we're really sorry. We know you don't feel good, because we were the same way. Dave and I slept for a good 12 hours and felt terrible, but it passed so quick. I was reading about how Pfizer, they were saying that Pfizer protects against the variants and such because it pisses the immune system off so much.
I saw that same thing.
And I was like, well, now again, this is just something I was reading. I would be interested to see what a study of that looks like, but we're not going to have that for a long time. So this is just what we're going to have to deal with. But that's super exciting. But also, Johnny Apollo, that guy is a bastard. And I'm glad you called him out on it. And I'm glad you did something about it too. And that you didn't let them continue to lead you on.
Jonathan said, tell me about it. I was more pissed that he blocked me on both his and his fiance's Facebook account after I confronted him.
God,
yeah.
Freaking cowards. And there's a root word that is always a problem, and it's always been. We are just always a problem. And we've been this way throughout history. Now, people in general are problematic. We've always found ways to kill each other and ruin each other's lives. But man,
Matt, you're problematic.
I know. I have been the crazy one. I've absolutely been the problem. I just saw a whole video of me being the problem. You have hours of footage of me being the problem. I'm not exempt from my commentary. I'm saying I'm part of it. I'm just also saying that so are the rest of y'all.
I'm an angel.
Interesting.
Tis true, my son.
Uh-huh. I see. There's so much lying in this.
Wow.
In this thread, in this live. It's hard to believe that I've put up with the toxicity that you're spewing, Cody. I mean, I have almost lost the ability to even. You've taken me right back to 2013. You hit me so hard with all those filthy lies. Like, I need to go calm down and watch an episode of Glee or something. Like, and just really sing out your toxicity and possibly find a well choreographed mob to do, some good choreography and backup singing. But
oh my goodness, someone's gonna join in right then and there. Be like, what is going on?
Bobby, so was Lucifer. Are we talking about Lucifer, like the character, and that's?
No, I think he's saying he was an angel. Yeah,
well, he was. I think he was the left-handed god. It was Abaddon that was the right. But it was just saying. Everybody says Lucifer, Satan rules in hell, but actually he was supposed to be their first prisoner. But hey, what do we want to talk about accuracy for? It's got accuracy. We can tell them gays them going to hell for all the butt stuff they like to do. This would be a good time to do to post a clip of the Family Guy song where they're talking about cowboy butt sex, like referencing Brokeback Mountain from years ago. But I feel like you haven't watched Family Guy, and I feel like that reference is going nowhere. And you're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
I was going to say, I don't know what you're talking about again. I feel like you need to send me a list of things that I should watch or send me a list of clips that I need to be aware of, and then they'll make sense.
I never thought I'd have to YouTube cowboy butt sex, but let's see what comes up. Oh, thank God. That's amazing.
Well, these days, probably nothing, but in the beginning days of the YouTube world, you would have gotten some stuff.
Hold on. I'm sending it. It's only a couple second clip.
Matt's gonna send me the clips.
I
so I
am
can
sending you the clip. Hey, shout at me. Oh my God, this night's been kind of funny. And Johnny, when you said that, I can hear it in my head. They're referencing Brokeback Mountain, by the way.
Well, there once were two cowboys all alone out on the trail, and they discovered they could sleep with another male. Now they're having butt sex. Cowboy butt sex.
Not okay.
Sodomy. Come on, everybody. Sodomy.
You had the idea, Cody. That's pretty much.
Okay. That's funny. That's funny. Bobby's like, I feel like Cody and you should watch a Lifetime movie live and offer commentary on it. Oh my God, yes.
That's a really good idea.
Yes. It's gonna happen.
What movie?
I don't know. I have to see what's on. I really love, like, I
It's
can't.
gonna be a Valerie Bertinelli movie, isn't it? We're gonna cry the whole time.
Oh my God, I do love her movies too.
Me too. I do.
There's like some really good mystery ones. So Lifetime like is more right these days. Like there's a lot of crime ones. Like there's like a mystery of who killed who. I'll have to find one. We'll have to do that. We'll have to like know something's on, set up a time. Y'all can come to the live stream, and then we'll tell you that we're watching it. And so you can.
But I love Heather Morris. She's amazing. Okay, well then, any of the wrong movies with Vivica A. Fox. Okay, but I also love Vivica Fox.
Yes.
We should. Oh my God, Cody! For Halloween, we should do like a murder mystery dinner theater. And who's the murder victim? That ass.
Oh my goodness. Save that. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I'll have to look that up, and so we'll set it up because y'all will have to.
We might need to do that, Cody. We might need to do that a little earlier in the evening, like.
Yeah, we'll have to do it whenever it's on, but yeah, like because like probably like 7 Central is like a good time to start because that's when the shows will. That's when a new movie will start.
Well, maybe there's one we can like rent or something, like a cheap one, or if we can get it on like one of the streaming platforms. Maybe we can get one of them on the streaming platform so we can just watch on like an iPad, and I can watch it on mute and listen. We can listen one way or put some headphones in and then just laugh.
Yeah, we'll do
cry.
We'll do something. That way y'all can. We won't be able to stream it, but maybe you can watch it at the same time we're watching it because that would be
Cody,
fun.
this would actually be. I would love to do this for one of our live shows. Oh God, that would be The Wrong Boy Next Door, The Wrong Cheerleader Coach, The Wrong Homophobic Aunt at Thanksgiving. Oh, jeez. That escalated.
Let me see. I haven't watched Lifetime in a while. Obviously, I've watched my Hallmark movies from Christmas, but that's been a while.
Oh, Johnny, I didn't even notice homophobic. I didn't even notice it. Like, I didn't even notice the typo. Is that like when you start getting so homophobic, you start losing letters because you're just trying to get out the hatred, you know? Oh my gosh. It's really funny. We'd have like a pajama party, like a pajama movie night, where describe what's going on really badly. Okay, I can do that.
Let's see.
I'm gonna point out, please do not be offended by how I describe things. Cody's like, oh fuck.
I mean,
Cody or Bobby, I meant Hallmark. We could watch like a Christmas in July style.
Well, every Friday on Hallmark Channel is a Christmas movie.
Oh God. Well, Cody, I support that idea. I think it's a great idea.
There's a premiere. Not that we're doing this, but there's a premiere Thursday on May 20th called Revenge Delivered. And let me see what we know. Okay. A dark. Hang on. I want to pull this out so I can see your face. I don't know if it's going to be crazy. I haven't read it. A dark truth comes to light when a renowned obstetrician, Dr. Victoria Brooks, suspects that one of her student residents is secretly the vengeful daughter of someone from her past. That's all I have. It's
Fine. And this is a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie?
That's a Lifetime. How I Met Your Murderer.
Oh.
Mac Meyer has built a large fan base discussing true crime on her wildly successful podcast, How I Met Your Murderer. However, she finds herself the center of the story after learning her husband, Henry, was involved in the death of his high school sweetheart, Lily. With the help of her new neighbor, Oliver, Mac links Lily's death to other murderers in the area and fears she may be living with a serial killer. Ooh.
Okay, but that sounds fun. That seems very us themed. You're like, you mean you. This seems very you themed.
Let me see. I'll see if there's a trailer for this one.
Oh, God.
Please.
Please let there be a trailer.
Oh, there's not.
The thing you have to watch. I know exactly. It's a Goosebumps movie. Oh, which one of the Goosebumps movies? I've seen tons of them. I'll have to find it and send it to you. Oh my God, I would love this. I loved those movies as a kid. I would happily watch them again. And if you wonder why I just leaned back, it's because my pants are getting too tight and I had to unbutton them because my stomach is pushing on them. But oh my God, Bobby, I'm so excited. Did you find a trailer, Cody?
Not yet. There's Death Saved My Life.
Death Saved My Life. Well, I'm super excited to do this. So Thursday, May 20th, that is the week of my birthday.
Whoa.
Yeah, here comes 35 years old. Woo! I feel so youthful. Everything hurts.
or Secrets of a Gold Digger. Based on the true story, multimillionaire Stephen Beard, a retired broadcasting executive who fell hard for Celeste, an attractive waitress who served him his nightly cocktails at the local country club in Austin, Texas. In 1995, the 70-year-old widow married the mother of a teenage daughter and gave Celeste homes, cars, and more jewelry and designer clothes than she ever could wear. But it wasn't enough for Celeste. After being admitted into a mental health facility for depression, Celeste met and seduced fellow patient Tracy Tarleton, convincing her that the only way they could be together would be to murder Stephen. Knowing that she stood to inherit millions of dollars upon his death, the depth of Celeste's lies and betrayal know no bounds until the truth is finally revealed by Tracy. I mean, that sounds dramatic. That's a true story. It's a true story.
Yeah, I know. I heard the first part.
It's so
Oh my
annoying
God.
because like the whole movies are on YouTube somehow, but there's no trailers. And I feel like these deserve trailers because it just seems so like ridiculous.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Would be a really fun thing to do. So we watch the movie and then you and I explain to each other what's going on badly. Okay. This seems like how could we possibly need to issue another apology video? You know, like what's a great this is a new angle to get another one out of us. Yeah, I love it. I love this idea. What a great journey we're gonna go on together, Cody. Magic fucking carpet ride right there.
Man.
I don't even know what to say. Wow, that's really funny.
Mother May I Sleep with Danger with James Franco and Tori Spelling.
I don't know. That is not sure.
You like when like these pretty big celebrities they end up doing this off-brand like.
It's not so much that I'm just not really the biggest fans of. Like people are obsessed with James Franco, and I am not. I've never that attracted to him whatsoever. Like, great, whatever work, that's cool. That's great. I never felt anything about that. Same with Tori Spelling. I mean, wish y'all happiness. Do your best. Johnny Apollo, dude, that's a classic. Are you talking about the one with the James Franco Tori Spelling movie is a classic? And what was that? Mother May I Sleep with Danger? Is that the?
Yeah.
Well, let's look it up. I love that this has become the thing. I think Bobby just like created a whole new he just created the whole new the Coma Cast review. Where you're gonna swipe left on that movie? Maybe. Like, it's gonna be fun. We can do we'll do like a movie pajama party where we get popcorn and snacks and drinks, and we sit and watch the movie together. Oh, I did get another question earlier. Keith asked earlier, when were we going to have David on? And David goes, when he asked me. And I'm like, well, I didn't really think you wanted to be on the show. And he goes, I don't. But at the same time, like, people like love David. They really love him. But
they do.
I don't want to have him on here just to like stare at the camera. Like, I want to have something. If we have him on, like, have something he can do or want to talk about. Because that way he can do his thing.
So I don't know if this is going to play. We'll see. If it does, this is called My Father Must Die. It may just play audio. I don't know. It's going to play it.
Oh.
Callie, is that you?
I need to come home.
Callie, it's your father.
You need to learn to take responsibility.
Oh, so you're cutting me off? I deserve everything you have ever given me.
Callie, you're beginning to sound just like...
Don't say it!
The acting.
He can't move, and he can't talk.
Can I have a minute alone? I bet you're surprised to see me. I'm back, Dad.
Man, he looks pretty good there in bed.
I know that you blame him for your mother's death, but
what?
It's all in the past.
Maybe you should just lock me up somewhere. Maybe you should just ignore me until I disappear like what you did with Mom.
Have you been taking your medicine?
You don't understand. You have always been the favorite.
You know that's not...
You have a real mom, not the memory of a dead one.
I'm your daughter.
You leave everything to Laura and to the housekeeper?
I will always be here.
I knew you two were hooking up.
Did you do this behind Mom's back?
He seems distressed. Is he okay?
All I ever wanted from you was love, and you took that from me.
I think...
The hell is happening here?
Goodbye, Daddy.
I'm so sorry, Kelly.
Dude, did she bring her boyfriend in?
Your differences aside.
Do you want to do this smart, or do you want to do this stupid? You are going to do what I say.
Is she gonna kill them too?
Medicine is supposed to heal people, not turn them into zombies.
Those pills are what are keeping you from destroying yourself.
Those pills are what's destroying me.
No more lies, Callie.
Isn't that the lady from Insidious?
I don't know.
It's my fault we like this.
I hate you.
They just kept the beast inside you at bay.
They made me.
Oh boy.
You're crazy.
Oh my god, she kill her boyfriend now too?
Liz Gillies? Like,
You're all gonna feel my pain.
people just be dying and falling over, getting shanked? Okay. Okay, so Bobby says we watch it and describe what's going on and give our hot takes on it. That movie looked awful, Cody. What is this movie? How can I watch it right now? It's called My Father Must Die.
My Father Must Die. I don't know where it's at. I'm sure it's available somewhere to stream. Or it may be on YouTube. It seems a lot of these Lifetime movies are like on YouTube.
There was a Lifetime movie that my mom and I watched as a kid that I actually saw it several times. It was called From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. It was a story of, I didn't think, of course, the acting could be terrible now, but it's the perspective of a nurse who just basically fell into drugs with dating a guy that got her into it. And she thought she could control it because she was like, you know, a nurse and knew what she was doing, and how she loses everything to addiction and then gets herself together, falls apart again due to drinking, you know, like one thing after the other. And then the story, it ends with her at the front talking, sharing her story with everybody. But as you're watching it, you're watching the story, and then at the end you learn it's her telling it. But it was, I remember actually thinking it was pretty interesting because it was all about her. It wasn't like the typical Lifetime movie of the time. Man, that acting looked very painful.
I know, right from the beginning, it was like, what is this? Okay. So here's another one. It's a possibility. This is called Cyber Stalker.
Oh, God.
And it stars Dan Levy of Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
So,
go on.
You know, we'll see. Here we go. Cyber Stalker. This could be something. I don't know. Same company. Every company makes every movie for Lifetime.
Saw her profile on some online bulletin board. Just became obsessed with her.
So your work is fabulous. You're going to have a show. I know you're a technophobe, but it's all right here.
Misha Barton.
Press enter. It's time.
Oh my God, he's going to be the stalker.
He's gathering information. He's stalking her again.
Detective Page, how'd you find me?
The same way I think he could.
That's the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, I think.
I'm just in this constant state of paranoia. He's already found me, hasn't he?
He's gonna surface again. If he does, we're gonna nail him.
And if not, I'm dead?
Yep.
I have this new client. He was asking questions. I think he came to you to get to me.
Man, they're really holding off on showing him, aren't they?
Researched thousands of these
Oh.
cases. Women in your situation are actually connected with their pursuer.
I didn't know who else to call. Can we please talk? How am I supposed to move forward when I'm always looking over my shoulder?
To him, you might be the only thing he has left. A man with nothing is a very dangerous animal.
Huh. Yeah, so this seems like a great thing to do considering we do a like live podcast and put ourselves out here. I'm sure this won't cause any stress for either of us. Johnny says, look up The Bride He Bought online next.
Okay.
The Bride. What is I'm over here, I'm like, I'm gonna watch Mortal Kombat later. Yeah, okay.
Well, the full movie is available on YouTube, it looks like. But we'll play the trailer. Just to grab it real quick. Man, Dan looked so young in that movie. You didn't see him much, but
Yeah, there's like 5 seconds.
So
maybe.
I don't know if he is the stalker or if it's that other guy. The other, it seems like
I was
a boyfriend.
getting the vibe that it was the older guy, but you never know.
And then I think Dan was like in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the person. It's like a surprise. Like, haha, you thought it wasn't me.
Like that he's not actually in a wheelchair and it's fake.
Yeah.
And he, is actually, it's a ruse.
Okay, so The Bride He Bought online. Jonathan has suggested we watch this.
Okay.
Did you guys see how many new followers we have? 2,763. We should do something for the blog tonight. Play a joke. People love us. We are getting so popular. This is perfect. Send it to me and I'll upload it later.
I think you're taking this thing way too seriously.
You guys have to see this. Beautifulandlovelybrides.com. Mail order brides. You faked that. Best blog post ever. We're gonna get a much better look at these inadequate, pitiful guys. Someone responded to our fake profile. Big Johnny. Let's respond.
I've been working on this for you.
What a total loser.
I have a girlfriend now.
How did you meet her?
Online.
You should invite her to the company party.
He just sent a plane ticket. The video we're gonna get when he shows up at the airport and no one comes off the plane. We shouldn't post this. This will make us the most popular prank site in the country. This is just plain cruel. I've worked too hard to let you guys ruin this. It's not okay to just hurt people so you can sell your stupid blog. Why do you go along with her? She's the reason we're popular. Who cares about that?
I was just texting my friend. Have you seen her?
Haley's gone. I think that Mandy was abducted last night.
Do you know anyone who might want to harm you or your friends?
No more pranks. Your moment of truth is here.
Whatever you have planned, it's not worth going to jail for.
Has anybody ever hurt you?
Don't feel sorry for his ugly ass.
You hear that? Someone's coming.
This is very real.
Where are we?
Are the girls there?
Do we know where this guy hangs out?
Work on it now.
Why is it funny to hurt someone?
I need you to
Oh,
focus
shit.
on how we're gonna get out of here.
Shots fired, my location.
We have to go back!
This looks really intense. Oh shit. This just like really went a lot of different directions. Okay, Mr. Apollo, so you saw the movie, I'm assuming. What did you think? Was it like campy, or was it like terrifying? Gave you some weird dreams? What's the story? Because now I need to know. I'm kind of invested in this.
Man, I haven't watched a Lifetime movie in a while, but I remember them always being very like, the acting is not the greatest. The other thing with these movies, any kind of movies, Hallmark Christmas movies, any of these Lifetime movies, they shoot them so fast. Like, you know, a normal movie takes sometimes 3 months. Sometimes they shoot these in like weeks, like 3 weeks. So the speed schedule of these movies is so quick. It does make sense sometimes that the production quality is not as high as a regular movie. It's just because they're pumping them out.
Cody, I'm sending you the trailer that Bobby just sent me. I can believe that. So I'm assuming like anything excessive, like an excess other than maybe like retaking a scene or two that might have been horribly bad.
Yeah.
They don't get done. They just like screw it.
Yeah, just gotta.
Oh wow. So this is a fan made trailer, but is it a fan made trailer of a real thing of the Excuse me. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry. And Johnny, I did see it, and for a Lifetime movie, it got pretty dark. Shit looked like it was getting very real, and that was really cruel. Like that was incredibly cruel. Like there's ghosting / catfishing, and then there's that. Like that is awful. And then a huge lesson in it looks like a huge lesson in just because your stupid friend thinks it's a good idea and did it and you didn't doesn't mean you're gonna get out of it. Like yikes. Bobby says yes, so it is a real thing, but it's a fan made trailer. Are you trying to is it gonna post? Are you gonna be able to
see.
Okay. I used to love the R.L. Stine stuff. I read all of Fear Street. I read almost all the Goosebumps books. Gosh, we might have to watch that Bride movie. Oh my god, I cannot stop hiccuping. I'm so sorry.
Are you ready to meet her? Yes, please. Lily, I'd like you to meet Lily D.
Happy, honey?
You are the best daddy in the whole wide world. Makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
You're giving the doll breakfast?
Lily D is an ordinary dog. I think you need a timeout from Lily D.
No. Yes. And that is final.
I'm kind of worried about Lily. That's a new one. Maybe we should just get rid of her.
I think not.
Can you believe what I have to put up with? Why are you talking to a doll?
She doesn't like me.
Forget it.
Mama, does Lily D like me?
Well, she would if you would stop blaming her for things that you do.
Maybe she did by accident.
You're in very, very serious trouble.
No, it's not fair. She's dead.
Stop it.
Lily D?
It's creepy.
She wants to hurt me.
Oh, she's like blue.
My sister bought a custom deluxe doll, and we think it may have come alive. You're lying about something.
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't want him to be the bad thing.
You better stop acting like you're innocent.
She did it, okay? I know that she did it!
Do you think the doll's alive? No. And I'm gonna prove it.
Bobby, this is amazing. We obviously have to watch this too. Whoa, shit.
Oh, Jonathan, you found Killing Daddy online. Yay.
That was amazing. Okay, so Cody, do you have these compiled into a list? Because I think
Yes, I
we
do.
have a couple. So the Arlstein one for sure. I'm all about that one. We want to do the Bride one. That one seemed dark as
Mm-hmm.
and what do you want to do any of the others, or just start there and kind of see how we go?
I think start there and see how we go.
All right, let's scare the hell out of ourselves. Yeah. So we're gonna watch them and give our hot takes on this. And so, holy shit! And this has taken us right to, well, actually, I think we've got over 2 hours now.
Mhm.
But this has been fun. I appreciate everybody joining us. And so Cody and I, sounds like we'll be doing this. The things we have, so some of the things we have coming, we are re-recording the first episode of my podcast that Cody's producing, The Deep Dive with Matt, on the Royals. The first episode is Elizabeth and Philip, kind of talking about their 73-year marriage and how they kind of got to where they were. But, oh God, I have to stop myself from making a double homicide joke, and I'm just like trying to pull my shit together here. Like, I'm okay. It's like biting its way out of me. Here, Cody, I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, Matt,
God.
because I did mention it earlier, Mother May I Sleep with Danger.
Oh,
with it.
Okay.
Tori Spelling.
Oh, the James Franco movie. Okay, so we'll do those three. Joseline's Cabaret.
Why do you want to leave me? Albernet! Come out, we can fix things.
Mom,
Oh.
This is Pearl. I'm actually really nervous for the day that Leah brings home a boyfriend from college. Mom, Pearl is my girlfriend. I think this is just, it's too much for me to handle right now.
But I haven't been fully honest with you, Leah. I'm a vampire.
What?
Something interesting.
I forbid you to see her again. She is dangerous.
Okay, I'm here for it. You got me. Oh God, that was way funnier than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but that was very funny.
I think it's supposed to be kind of. It's not taking itself seriously.
Okay, I really don't want to watch 3 really deep movies. Well, it's an Arlstein movie. It can't be that deep. But Bobby, it's so good. Johnny Apollo fucking Joseline's Cabaret. Oh God. Okay, so Cody, which movie do you want to do first, and when do you want to do it? Because it sounds like we have some shit to do this week.
I'll look at that and see. I'll look at the movie and see where things are available.
Well, so what we can do is maybe we'll turn our Sunday Live into a reaction night, or we have Friday and Sunday as an option. we could change it up for a week. Especially I have until August to do as much as we can. And we're going to still be, by the way, when I start nursing school, we're still putting out the same things. The times might shift a little so I can sleep at night better. And recording days might move around. But everything is still moving forward as scheduled. And I'm excited to watch some of these movies and react to them with you. And I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We we have surpassed our 2-hour mark, and so we want to thank everybody who
yes, Bobby, do that.
Who has joined us, and we hope that you've enjoyed sticking with us for these 2 hours and these conversations we've had. Of course, Sundays are always just whatever it may be comes to mind.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And then we go down these little trails sometimes like this, but it's always a lot of fun. And we thank everybody who has interacted with us. If you've just been watching, that's great too. Of course, you can tune in every Sunday. Every Sunday, 8:45, we're here. New podcast episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then our Friday show, Fridays at 5 o'clock Pacific. So plenty of options to check out. Should be some interesting conversations happening this week on the podcast. We're going to talk about this one particular case where there's a governor who doesn't think that he actually signed a bill about the trans athletes bill, but he got schooled by a anchor on MSNBC. So we're gonna have that on this week.
The one that thinks there's only 12 transgender kids in the whole state.
Transgender type kids in his state.
That's how he said. He actually said transgender type kids. I'm like, holy fucking Christ, man.
You got the accent down too.
Thank you. I am Southern.
So we're gonna be.
I'm not Cody Southern, but there.
We're gonna briefly talk about that because he's not gonna go on her show again. I guarantee that.
I'm pretty sure that's the kind of asshole that has like, I'm the governor of Virginia and I got a dog named Andrew Jackson, and my wife makes a killer key lime pie. You know, this family tree, it don't branch. You know, I mean, you just hear it fucking coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, and then
I'm already mad.
We're also going to talk a little briefly about Joe Rogan. He had some controversy, and Spotify actually had to come out because he only is on Spotify network for his podcast. He said some things about vaccines, and then later said he's just a dumbass and not to listen to him. But also tied to
a little too far.
Also tied to the vaccine, we're going to briefly talk about. There's a school in Miami who is not going to hire anyone who has had the vaccine. And if you're a teacher who has had the vaccine, you don't get to come back. And it's all because they believe in this thing. And there is a thing going around that people believe that if you get the vaccine, you're shedding it or shedding something. It's unknown what you're shedding, but you're shedding something. And apparently it can cause menstruation issues. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but it's interesting. But so there's a lot of COVID issues.
I got my second shot. I got a headache, a low-grade fever, and my period. Someone help me. Are you fucking serious? God, I swear to God, sometimes you read topics, and I swear to God you do it just to watch my face. Because I literally hear these sometimes, and I'm like, I am getting dumber by the second. Help me. You know, and then I think I watch you try to power through the topic with my facial expression because I do not bother hiding my emotions on this. This isn't Oprah's show. This isn't somebody else. This isn't somebody else's show. My name is on this too. I can make faces, damn it, and I will.
So tune in this week. Those are just a few. Obviously, we'll have more in-depth topics talking about something else, but those are just some quick little highlights that we'll be just briefly giving our thoughts and opinions on. You probably already know what Matt's are.
Did you hear that? Briefly, what that translates to is I'm going to make sure Matt can't talk too much, and I'm going to look for a good spot where he takes a breath that I can edit out so you hear me. And that's all. That's a wrap. That's on our live today. That really happened, so I can hear it. Cody's but you can't do anything about it because I'm editor.
So yeah, tune in Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to be talking about something. Obviously, if you have something that you would like us to talk about, like a big headline topic, obviously those are headlines, and we briefly go through those really quickly. But for our main topics, if there's something you want us to talk about, just let us know. There are some like health topics we're going to end up talking about eventually, and some more in-depth, topics about things that affect the LGBT community. So if you have anything that you want us to like do a little in-depth dive, talk about, just let us know, and we can add that to our list of things to talk about.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. And as always, feel free to follow us on our social medias. Cody, you have several.
I have several. You can always check me out on Twitter at Cody Rodriguez, and on Instagram. Also, you can find me on TikTok at John Cody Rodriguez, and also on YouTube at John Cody Rodriguez. So it's either Cody Rodriguez or add a John, John, to mine. And then you can check me out.
And thank you, everybody, that, if you were lurking or talked with us, we really appreciate you sticking around and watching us be absolutely not even ridiculous. It's just ourselves. Thanks. So we really appreciate that. And if you just prefer lurking and hanging out, that's fine. We appreciate that too. And also for Derek, thank you so much for joining us. I don't know if you've lurked around before, but appreciate you jumping in and joining the conversation and hanging out with us, because like I said, Sundays is for that. We want you all to join us and talk to us because we can be more lighthearted. We are not there's not really a script or a structure, and I think it stresses Cody out because he's very organized, and I'm like, burn the script, and he's like, there's a damn script and I wrote it, and I'm like, that's nice, I'm gonna say it anyway. So I think Sundays were created for me for that.
I was telling Matt when I worked in television that when I produce a show, so like our show starts at a certain time. It always starts like, say, at 6:00, and it always ends at 6:25. Not 6:25 and 5 seconds, 6:25. And so like everything that I had typed for our anchors to read or reporters is timed out exact to the second. So we work out a read rate for each person. And so I know that this person, if they read this paragraph, it's going to take 10 seconds. Pretty much on the money. And so I build out a show exactly to the second.
I love this.
Not story. More, not less. And
good story.
So like there was this time where my weather person went over. Now this is not unusual because sometimes we usually, if you watch a newscast, usually there's chit chat between the two anchors and a weather person. They toss a commercial, come back, and then it's weather. So this chit chat between the three went a little long, which is again normal because sometimes the conversation just goes. But I have to make up that time. If we go over 10 seconds here, I have to find 10 seconds somewhere else. And so that happened. And so I needed to take 10 to 15 seconds. I think it ended up being 20 seconds away from weather, the segment. The weather segment's about 3 minutes. And so the segment got cut down. Well, the weather person was not going to listen. And like, I'm like talking very loudly and with force on my headset, telling the people, the studio crew, to wrap him up because he's still talking and still talking and still talking. And then finally, I don't know what happened. I get up and the chair moves.
Did it levitate?
The chair levitated. And then I was so upset because like I need you to be on time, and I had already gone in there and asked to be on time, and then I had to go at that point then and tell the sports guy, well, guess what? Weather went over a minute. So instead of you having 3 minutes, you have 2 minutes now. Because what it happens, there's no other time for me to cut, because after weather, we come back to a commercial and then we come back for a segment. But if I only have a minute and a half story there, I can't cut that story because then I'm a minute and a half under. But then I can't chop up that story because we're in the middle of a show. So that has to say, and so my only time to mess around with then is to take 30 seconds or a minute out of sports. And that doesn't make the sports person very happy either, because again, they only get 3 minutes, whereas I, for news, get a lot more. But the weather and sports get 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Yeah. So I'm very used to on 10 years of like time.
Now,
And so at times it's hard for me to
let
let
go a
go.
little. So when I'm in my days at the church, I was part of audio video, and it was a live show every Sunday, and you had exactly 1 hour. So I knew exactly what was happening to the minute. Cody, I don't even know if you knew this about me, but I was up in the control room and I worked those cameras, and sometimes I just get bored and look at the cameras. Like, look at the camera, because the ones that aren't on, you're just fucking around with. But it was a live broadcast show, and sometimes things went wrong, and it was like, well, this is getting cut off. So sometimes somebody wants to pray for 35 minutes. It's like, well, this is cutting off at 12 p.m. Eastern time, no matter what, and it's going. So here we go. But since we don't have to be specifically, we're not on a network where we're gonna get burned alive for doing this. I don't get me wrong. I appreciate Cody's structure, and he brings invaluable experience and talent to this. He makes all of this happen, and I ruin his life 30 days a week. He's like, I give this asshole Sunday night with 2 hours to say whatever the fuck he wants. Listen to me on Monday. And I'm like, no. Actually, it kind of goes more like this. With musical notes, And
no, like we've gotten better in this new format. Like our old format, which was more like, well, not that it was a different format, but like
we did it more as free range because we didn't know.
Yeah, we both have a tendency, like if we're talking about whatever the topic is, we both have a tendency at times to like diverge into a similar related thing, and then we come back. So then we kind of go all over, and we've learned that same thing with crime stuff. Like sometimes we would both be wanting to say the same thing, or we had both looked up the same thing. And
so
then,
yeah, we've adjusted a few things. But at first, we didn't want to structure it harshly because we didn't know what we would like, and we didn't know what anybody listening would like. So we're like, you know what? Let's just say what we're going to say and see what we're comfortable talking about. And it turned out neither of us are shy on camera when it comes to this, because we have to say what we got to say. So we do it. And Bert, why are you shouting again, Bert? So then Cody, of course, has this beautiful structure, and he does. I will tell you guys, he valiantly tries to keep it together, and I can see his face sometimes. If you watch, sometimes you can see his eyes, and I'm like, the flames, they're flaming out the side. If you've ever seen the movie Clue, where Mrs. White is getting angry and describing her anger, that is Cody, and it's so funny. But it's with love, because I absolutely appreciate Cody takes a lot of time, and whatever topics we don't get to, we do get to save them for the next one. They don't just go away. So it's not like, oh, I ran Cody out of time and he's effed and this topic and work he put into is just gone. No, that I would not do that. But I like to think that I help Cody feel like, you know what, we're okay. Like, it's okay. Because I insist that we both enjoy what we're doing so much. I want us, because when we do the crime stuff, it's really hard. It's not fun. It's difficult. And I like true crime, but this isn't like a Lifetime movie. This is people's real life. So it's really hard when we do Crime Week and stuff like that. And the whole first year was crime. So now we have a chance to, even when we're doing topics, it can be a little lighter. We can be like, okay. And so, of course, unfortunately, Cody never knows what I might know because we did not grow up together. So Cody's like, yes, I've picked some obscure topic I'm going to say for 30 seconds. And I'm like, and another thing. And he's like, damn it. Cody's never said anything negative to me off camera. He just beats me when you aren't looking. But I can see his face. I'm good at body language. And I'm like, he's madder than holy hell. But this compulsive behavior is telling me to say, fuck this person that he's doing this topic about. When you're like, oh, James Charles might be a pedophile. But this is also probably, and another thing, Cody, and and you're like, why do you know these things? Why? Do you ever hang up with me and go to Justin and be like, I'm gonna kill this asshole. I'm gonna kill him. It's coming. It's gonna happen.
No.
You're like,
no, I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Is that what the wine's for? You like walk
Well,
away, pop off a bottle, and you're like, okay.
I think this is the only show I actually drink anything for. Usually I'm drinking coffee on Fridays. And then
me too.
when we're recording the podcast, it's earlier, so I'm only drinking water. Well, anyway, y'all, we would just keep talking, but it's
because we also don't get to catch up during the week because I was really sick all day yesterday. Awesome. So we're behind.
So we will go ahead and leave it there with y'all, and we'll see y'all with audio podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays and our Friday live show, Friday 5:00 Pacific. Always again here Sundays at 8:45 Pacific. We hope all of you have a great work week, and we'll see you live Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye.